Turn this way just a little bit.
Turn.
Perfect.
That's good. We're still tilted a little bit, but
You know what?
You're a little tilted.
not yet. I will be in a while though.
Oh, that's why.
Hi everyone.
Oh, we're live. Hi.
Yeah, we're just getting the camera fixed. Oh,
Yeah.
Chief, he went that way.
We're having issues.
All right, come. Keep going.
All right.
Right. That should be good.
All right.
All right.
Beautiful. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pints and Pistons. We've got a wild show tonight. It's beer number 50 and GM Madness.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently they have a new car or something.
Apparently, but fuck that. 50 beers, man. 50 different beers.
This is not our 50th beer. This is just some original Christmas.
Hey, by the way, we killed the 12 pack.
Yeah, it's just about gone.
But yeah, so
No, it is gone.
50 beers tonight, and we have our special guest star tonight too. Everyone, say hi to Will.
Hello.
We
won't have anybody watching
Hello.
because Will's here.
we have a fanboy.
So happy to be here.
So we're gonna talk about some beer and talk about some car shit.
And I've got a bring a trailer car that,
Yeah,
You got a
it should
good
be
one?
good.
yeah, I've got a good one.
Good deal.
Luckily, Dan's been good. Supposedly, he stayed off of it.
I
Will's
have.
been off the bring a trailer too.
I have been off Bring a Trailer all week long. The last thing that caught my attention, that is a premium listing, it ain't done yet anyway, that I never knew existed, was that Ferrari 212.
Oh,
I did not know those existed. But have you seen that, a Ferrari 212 before? Picture a Ferrari with a Rolls Royce.
what amazes me is how many Dinos popped up on there all of a sudden.
Oh, out of
Yeah.
nowhere, dude. Every color that they ever came in, out of
It's
nowhere.
like just
started
Dinos
popping.
coming out of the woodwork.
I
Honestly, you know
swear.
what? And I'm totally okay with that because, as
I
as
love
far as
those
like
cars.
70s Ferraris go, I love the 365 Daytona, front engine, rear drive, mega car. But the
Dino is
shape
so
of the
different.
Dino
Oh,
is
it's
just
beautiful.
so
Absolutely beautiful.
nice.
It's a completely and utterly iconic vehicle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, Ferrari purists didn't consider them Ferraris.
I was about to say, wasn't that the one that all the real Ferrari?
Yeah, but
purists
my
called, that's
response-
not a Ferrari.
my response is, take it in for an engine out service and then tell me it's not a Ferrari.
Right.
Actually, I think the same engine out of that car is what was used in the Lancia Stratos rally car.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
It
Yeah.
was.
It did rally things.
I love those cars. I just thought about that.
Glorious noise too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All Ferraris do. I've yet to hear a Ferrari that didn't sound amazing.
My favorite, though, has
Very
got to
great.
be the 50s and 60s Colombo Series V12s.
Oh, yeah.
Those are music.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So first topic?
First topic or first beer? What are we doing? I know we're all sipping on a beer, but
I think we can go for a topic right now.
all right.
I'm thinking,
Topic away.
we got, some of you saw last night, Chevrolet debuted a new Corvette. Am I the only one who was waiting for that Real People commercial asshole to come walking out? And
Yeah, seriously. I was hoping he was
winner
gonna
of the
be
J.D.
there.
Power Award.
Yeah, that's an award that you just paid for, okay, guys?
Okay, Mark.
1999 Suzuki Grand Vitara.
I was really hoping he'd just show up there, but
I love Mark.
Well, see, that
I just looked it up.
People,
I am a millennial. Now I hate myself.
people don't realize their whole Area
Yeah.
51 thing. When you go there, it's just going to be, just going to be a Chevy J.D. Power and Associates commercial.
Yeah, that asshole's gonna
You know what? Maybe that's where they're hiding the guy who calls you by your extended warranty.
maybe it could be.
Oh, those
This could be a purpose. Think about it.
all right.
By the way, I have to say it. We need to stop talking about rating Area 51. We need to start talking about rating the call center for the extended warranty company.
Seriously, like I
you know
don't.
what?
yeah.
I tried as the old guy on the show. I try to keep my language, somewhat okay. It's hard sometimes, but I try. Those fuck sticks need to be hung up by their goddamn nutsacks and beat like a motherfucking pinata.
Yep.
Twice.
By the way, we have been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I will murder you. Like I told your cat, I will fucking end you.
But before we go any further, I just wanted to say that we offer a great extended warranty program for your vehicle. We noticed your warranty ran out 27 years ago, so we
Right.
figured you'd want one now.
Yeah, exactly.
And if your car's modified, though, it's out the fucking window.
So, the new Corvette, though.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love the shit out of that
Yes.
car.
I
I do
have
too.
thoughts.
I'm digging it too.
I have thoughts. I'm actually digging the car. I mean, I've got some issues I can nitpick with it, but overall, I'm loving the fact they did this for a couple of reasons. Boomers,
are
boomers.
losing their shit.
Baby boomers are absolutely losing their shit over the fact the car's mid-engine,
Oh,
which kind of just the asshole in me makes me just want one even more now.
Right.
But honestly, it's what Ford GT could have been.
Yeah.
One, it has a V8. Two, you don't have to apply to get one unless you're applying for credit from a bank.
No.
Anybody with the wherewithal to spend the funds can go down to a GM dealer,
and
buy one, and roast the tires leaving the parking
And
lot.
speaking of funds, under 60K.
Well, that's
None
right.
of them will sell for under 60K.
Dealer markups.
Oh,
will push the
yeah,
cars closer to
but
70.
Dealer markup only happens when there's a shortage of the cars. We won't see a shortage of this car.
I don't think we will
the
either.
first cars that sell will sell over.
The first
Oh, definitely.
The first
Yeah.
shipment of them will sell with a dealer markup, but once the craze is over for the guys that's got to have the first ones, the price will stabilize, the dealer markups will go away, and you'll be able to buy one for less than 60K.
Yeah,
You know what? And
give it a couple of
honestly,
years too.
And the first one will sell on Barrett Jackson for $2 million.
That
But-
car for 60K
Okay,
though.
what he just
That's
said about
a
the Barrett
hell
Jackson,
of a car.
what he just said about the
It is,
Barrett
it is.
Jackson auction.
That
To
goes
be fair,
charity. Yeah, to be fair, that goes to
that
charity.
car will be a charity
Yeah.
auction.
Yeah.
and
Well, it's like with the
Okay.
last
The
It's
last
like
one.
the Type
Yeah.
R too.
Yeah,
well,
that
the
was
very last C7 sold at Barrett Jackson for I think it was 2.1 or 2.3.
It was
I
a
can't remember.
lot.
Well, that's,
But that was all for charity.
Yeah, that's
so,
fair,
I mean,
like I
but-
said,
stuff like
GM
that.
donated that car, and those guys they step up anytime Barrett Jackson does any have their big
Stuff,
auctions. There's
yeah.
always several charity
Well,
auctions that go
yeah.
along, and they
And-
always
and one of
raise
It's good for them. I mean, it's
They
one of those
always
that
raise
deserves
big
it
money off
because
those
they
cars.
do really good for that.
And one of my immediate things I notice is, of course, in everything that comes out, there's always a bunch of people who fucking, have their own negative opinion and
Yeah.
must share it with everybody. And that every single person out there was going, "Ooh, they just made it into a Ferrari." I'm sorry, but Chevrolet's been trying to produce a mid-engine Corvette since the '60s, so you
Yeah.
can get the fuck out of here
It
with
was,
that.
it was what was it, the X818
Yeah,
Mako Shark styling
Yes.
exercise?
Yeah.
That literally had the engine all the way in the back like a Corvair.
Yep. They even had a rotary in it at one point too.
No,
That was the Aero.
There was that wasn't the Aerovet. It was another project that was being developed alongside the Aerovet that was smaller.
Oh yeah, and
That was
it
going
had
to
a
have
20 being in it.
that was going to have basically a small wangle.
Right.
But before that, there was XP 882, 1969 or 72, something like that. Zora Argus Duntoff's baby.
Yeah,
And then that evolved into the Aerovet. There was the
and
small
then there
one
was
in
one
between.
like the 80s and the 90s that kind
There
of
was
looked like
two.
the
There was-
Jaguar.
yeah,
XC620,
yeah,
there
right?
was Serve 3 in the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And
was
then there
fun.
was the Corvette Indy in the 90s. But then there's more than that. I think I read there was like 8 different concepts of mid-engine Corvettes
I
over the
believe so,
years.
Well,
yeah.
and so that's my answer
So
to all the
this is-
people who are saying that. And you know what? Hats off to Chevy for finally fucking doing it.
Yeah,
Good
right?
job.
Yeah, they've been talking about it for so long. It's finally amazing to see them actually go, you know what? We're fucking doing it.
And it
Well,
looks
Kind
awesome.
of the only gripe that I have though is that it wasn't like years long super teasing, but they did tease it for too long with all the camouflage and spy wraps and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And this is where Ford did it right with the Ford GT. They didn't tell anybody about
No,
it.
they just dropped
They
it
just
out of
showed up at the
nowhere.
Detroit International Show and said, "Oh, by the way, we also did this."
Yeah.
They did the Raptor and then they did the GT350, which blew people's minds. And they said, "Oh yeah." They pulled
Here's
the covers
this,
off
yeah.
the Ford GT and
And-
people lost their shit.
And I think for the people that know that Chevrolet's been trying to do a mid-engine, essentially supercar for the longest time, that the hype was kind of appropriate. It was still overdone, but I think that they thought everybody would have that same level of hype. That's why they hyped it up so much.
Yeah.
And I kind of get that, but
But there was actually 2 or 3 days ago, Wall Street Journal actually did an article about baby boomers who were losing
Yeah,
their shit over that.
actually.
Oh, yeah.
losing
It
their
was
shit.
hilarious.
I don't think I've seen a car get into so many major news outlets so quickly. Like
Yeah.
just
yeah.
going on Google today.
Above the full-on new Super thing. Because the new Super has been talked about for pretty much just as long as this.
This thing dropped today, and it's like
thing.
rest in peace, Super.
Yeah,
No.
It's like,
seriously.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Super. Rest in peace, Stinger.
All right.
Cracker Jack Grease Monkey.
That's
checking
the
in
other
from
Will. That's
Gainesville.
that's the other Will. Hey, Will.
Woo! Praise Hell, raise Dale.
Cheers.
Yee!
Oh, yeah.
I think my favorite thing apart, besides all the hype with it, the cockpit of that car.
Oh, yeah.
that's
The car is
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
That's where one of my issues. Couple
Really?
of my issues.
I
It was all the
love that
buttons?
whole
No, it's not.
wrap
No,
around
the
feel of
line
the
of buttons
car.
down the side. That doesn't
I
concern
was
me.
gonna say, I think
Because-
that's
I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that because they're actual buttons.
buttons. Yeah,
But
not
here's the
touchscreen
thing.
Shit.
They had so much time to develop that interior and do it, and yet the infotainment screen still looks like they took one of these and a sticky mount and went.
I do agree
Yeah.
with you on that. I hate that infotainment screen. Other than that,
Hey, John.
what up, John? I love that cockpit though. That it brings back the driver-oriented cockpit and
Yes,
a lot.
everything is tilted towards the driver.
And that's the funny thing too is I saw a lot of some people too bitching about how high the center console came up. And number one, I wanted to say driver-oriented cockpit. Number two, I want to say it's got a purpose. And if you look on our Facebook page, you can see actually.
I mean, you talk about the height of the center console.
Well, that-
97
that's-
Mustang console, center consoles. Are
that's
really
the
high.
chassis though. That's
Yeah,
it
but I'm
goes
just
over.
saying. I mean, even cars that aren't S197 consoles aren't the lowest things out there.
Yeah,
My 95 Lincoln Mark 8 had a pretty healthy console.
Yep.
and
They
you
just
know,
are.
and it goes again to our many conversations we had in the past too with the no manual option. Get over it. Just-
Here's the thing, though. One thing I did catch out of last night's reveal is that they've designed this car to be right-hand drive, so it's going to be exported around the world.
Ooh,
It figures.
ooh.
And I'm guessing that at some point, one of their kind of track or enthusiast or performance kind of things, I'm thinking that somehow, because there's manual transaxles out there that bolt in.
It's a Tremec transmission. So.
Yeah, there's going to be a manual transmission in there at some
But
point.
we still haven't seen the Z06 or the Z01.
Yeah, we're just seeing literally
That,
the base,
yeah,
we're
That's
seeing
just the base model we've
the
seen.
base
Yeah.
model that we've seen, and then at the very end of it, they did tease that they're also doing a convertible.
well, and that's the thing
Oh,
too.
Jalopnik,
target
yeah,
top for it.
Jalopnik posted
The
the
convertible.
convertible, and I will say,
Oh,
oh
all you
my
gotta do-
god, that is
no,
so
you just
sexy.
go on the website and build your Corvette.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried
yeah.
that. I tried that today, and the only thing I could do was choose the exterior color and what roof it had.
Oh.
But all the other functions were broken.
Oh, I did everything. I had mine in it's their equivalent of the Nardo gray, and I had the black carbonite wheels with the peanut butter interior.
I wasn't able to do any of that. The only thing I could do was literally change the exterior color and the roof.
Am I too far forward?
Well, I can't see anything.
can't-
But actually, no.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
If you put it into that orange tricoat color,
Dude, that color
Oh.
too. Dude,
Oh,
oh,
amazing.
is it not like budget McLaren? Or
It
what?
is. It is.
That's what I've said. As soon as I saw the actual pictures, it looks like a McLaren MP12.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I don't like the Camaro back end because it just
Yeah,
with it being
that-
squared the way it is, it just seems out of place with the rest
Yeah.
of the car. Kind of the weird lumps and bumps on the top of the front, and then the actual panel gap being sort of jagged edge like a stealth fighter.
Yeah.
It's too Lamborghini for my taste.
Yeah.
And probably the real, it's just stylistic, just visually what I see is the side scoops on the sides for the intake ducts. They're there for a function, but putting the big black plastic or carbon pieces on there, it's like the old Pontiac designers in charge of all the excess cladding just
yeah.
needed a job, so that's where they went.
You know what the ducts are going to be used for eventually? Something's going to stuff between turbos.
I was gonna say there's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
turbos there. Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we'll stuff some turbos.
gonna be a
Or-
couple
or
of
Or
Nagasaki
at the
big boys
very
on there.
least, someone's going to drop a positive displacement blower on the top of it and just call it a day.
Well,
Well, and that's the other thing we were talking about, the automatic only. It's not an automatic.
It's a
It's
DCT.
a DCT. It's
Yeah.
a manual, but it's just a dual clutch manual.
Yeah, it's got
That's
flop-
a supercar transmission.
Yeah, it's got-
That's what they come
it's
with
got,
now.
as Clarkson would say, stupid flappy
Flappy
paddles.
paddles.
Flappy
Right.
paddles.
But
And
there's
it's
the
got two
flappy
pedals.
paddles that actually work.
But it's got two pedals, which means only a guy can drive.
Yeah, right. Because the thing that Clarkson always complained about with the flappy paddles was like on the first gen Audi TT and all that stuff. It was, all right, I'm gonna shift, pull. All right, next gear, pull.
I believe the way he put it was,
All right.
so you press the button and then the transmission stops and goes, wait, I'm
Supposed to do
supposed to
something.
do something here.
Yes.
What am I? I'm a bird?
Bird.
No, I'm a kitchen. Oh,
I'm
that's
a
right. I'm a
transmission.
transmission. He wants to shift gears. That's correct.
Yes.
That's what I love about
I
dual
can't
clutch
wait to see what
sequentials.
Clarkson says about this thing.
Right.
I'm so looking forward
See,
to that.
and my
Oh, definitely.
the big thing that I absolutely love about this car is it's a Chevy. You bring it to there's always been Corvette prices on parts and maintenance and all that. But
Yeah, you can take any Chevy
compared-
dealer. You can take any Chevy dealer.
exactly compared to every other
I am going to say,
supercar,
I mean, I think the
you bring it in. It's a naturally
It's
aspirated
still,
V8.
it's still a Chevy. It's parts been to the max.
yeah,
Exactly.
but I think they've encrypted the ECU, so it'll be interesting to see how all the tuners tackle that.
Oh, that'll last like 4 seconds or so. Matt Happel will break that shit in 5 minutes.
Or
give it a-
people will just unplug it and throw a Haltech or
Yeah.
a Motec or
Give-
LED
and we got some-
Dominator. Or
Give it a week. The keyboard
somebody-
wizards, we go
yeah.
spicy sauce.
Somebody will figure out how to avoid warranties real quick and then make a fortune off of it.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and we
Put
got
14
some,
degrees of timing in it. We're good.
we got some really good, interesting numbers too. We're saying too. Apparently, we're only weighing in at 3,300 pounds.
Yep.
Okay, that's I've not seen any
Yep.
weight figures before.
Yep.
So it weighs less than the Speed 3.
2.8 seconds.
0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds with
With
the
just shy of 500 horsepower.
with 495 horsepower, and that's just in the
Naturally aspirated.
that's just in the
too.
base model.
Yeah.
That's just the base model. I'm really excited
What's
to
the
see
weight
that.
distribution like on it?
Judging by the larger rear brakes on the back,
I'm
of it,
gonna say
guessing
probably
it's
60-40.
I'm gonna
At least.
I'm gonna say they
more.
probably nailed the 50-50.
Yeah, I was gonna say
thing,
probably
or
50-50.
just beyond 50-50.
You got to remember that it hasn't been neither confirmed nor denied by Chevrolet, but the car was spotted multiple times on the Nürburgring.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Most of the pictures I've seen of it have been on the Nürburgring.
and that just like the whole everything about that car is fantastic. I really hope that it lives up
I hope they're
to what
successful with it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do too. And
And this goes into before you go, Chris. This goes into the whole. Everybody always saying that we're nothing but Ford fanboys. We're doing a whole entire thing on GM and the new Corvette and Camaros and that.
Oh, speaking of that,
Well, Chris has something too.
my not Hot Wheels collection, my Hot Wheels not collection,
Yeah,
thanks
well
to
done.
him, has just grown by 3 more. I now have more Nissans in my not collection than I have Fords in my not
the old
collection.
Nissan.
Yeah.
So to wrap up on the Corvette, what the last thing I want to say, because I've been watching stocks recently, and I had GM in my ticker, and I was watching GM during the day today. Their stock prices shot up like 0.5%
Speaking of,
over the course of the day
I was going to buy some of their stocks today.
after that
Curious.
the debut of that. So if they can make that car in a way that's profitable for them and mass produce it and sell as many as they can, which that car will sell.
Oh yeah,
If they've made it in a way where it's not like the Hellcat where they lose money on every car, that's a
Yeah.
winner car. That's a money-making car right
Wait,
there. for Chevy.
GM's up 92% today.
Yeah, they're up to what?
92%?
They went-
39.
Oh no, sorry.
0.92%.
Still almost 1% increase
Yeah,
is fantastic
they're-
for today.
Right
Oh,
now
in
they're
a
at
day on an automaker. That's big.
yeah.
What's the price?
They're at 39.50.
Yeah, 39.50
About
right
So
now. Sure.
that's a financial winner for them.
What's
Yeah.
Ford at?
So
Towards a $10 and something.
Ah, fuck.
this is the first time we've seen Chevy debut a
They went down today.
big win car in a long time.
The new
So
Corvette gets
GM
announced. The Ford stock plummets.
They went down today. They were at $11 this morning, I
And they're down 0.58%. Well, it's also on the heels of they've been dropping since they announced they're doing away with all their sedans.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everything but crossovers and the Mustang
And trucks.
and trucks. Their stocks have been dropping.
Well,
since.
are they still doing Focus and Fiestas in the
No,
European
no.
market?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
European market, yeah.
North America's done.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
No,
there's
which
an
one do
all
we
new.
want to do
There's an
first?
all new Focus.
Do you want to do
Europe.
the heavy one first, or do you want
Yeah.
to do the Heifenheisers? The David Hasselhoff. You want to do
I
the
say
David
that
we
Hasselhoff
need the
first?
David Hasselhoff.
I say we do the heavy first.
Yeah,
and
right, do
that,
the
that,
heavy
that
first.
way, if we need to cleanse our palates, we have the Hefeweizen.
Right.
Hefeweizen.
Or David Hasselhoff.
I'm telling you, this
I've been looking for
This one-
freedom. Stopping for
one's
copyright.
a little bit different than whiskey barrel.
Well, see, that's what you're
IPA.
saying.
That's
Yeah,
what
like-
you're
like-
saying. Me and Brian have experienced otherwise with beers to where we've had to go to a really strong IPA to clean our taste buds.
I'm telling you, this one's different.
When you go to a full mango IPA that was god awful,
Just to get the taste
Seriously,
out your mouth.
seriously, we went around this brew fest that we went to, and it's
that's
like we
guys,
hit
that's where we
a
found out
we
the
hit a couple.
Hawaiian
We hit a
line.
couple of sours, and we're like, could take them or leave. And we hit a couple of fruit beers, could take it or leave it. And then we hit this one like fruited IPA, and it was just like, oh my god, this is horrible. But it is beer, so I'm not pouring it out on general principle because it was only a little bit.
Yeah, did not pour it out.
So
The
then we
only
went over
beer
and we
poured
found
out
this
was
this bourbon barrel, Scotch barrel, something, ale, Pilsner, whatever the hell it was.
winner of all these awards. And
Yeah,
that.
supposed
so
to,
we're
it's supposed to be.
yeah,
Us was like, all right, we'll give this one a shot. It was like,
I don't think this Rye on Rye has won any awards for anything. But
And
I
it's
know they
like,
have done a
you know
limited
what?
release on
I'm
it.
pouring this one out, and
That
we're going
was-
back to that crappy
Yeah,
IPA.
that was the only beer we poured out.
Yes.
We need Oh shit! You got
Need
5 of
glass for
them?
this.
Really?
There's 5 of us.
You had 5? I
Yeah.
thought you only got 4.
Do we need an opener?
I bought
Alien
8
beer.
of them.
Oh,
I
Alien
brought
beer.
5 over though.
Glasses.
Still got 3 more at the house.
And opener.
is this a pint? No, it's just the shape of the bottle. I'm just looking at the shape of the bottle.
It's 12 ounce.
12 ounce. We'll wait for Dan to come out. Is there a description or no?
Rye on rye, 12.9%, 16 IBUs.
Brewed in
Seems
Kansas
good.
City, Missouri.
We'll see how it is.
Say we didn't need glasses.
Oh, Billy.
Sabrina's never seen The Fifth Element.
What?
What the? What's going on
How
here?
the fuck did you just marry her?
Multi
Sorry,
pass.
but
Really? Are you
Multi-pass.
fucking kidding me? You've
Multi-pass.
never seen that movie?
multi-pass.
So you got the fast pass. So guys,
Are you human? No. I am a meat popsicle.
Popsicle. Give me the cash.
that's where the meat popsicle comes from, babe.
Multi pass.
Yeah, that's where meat popsicle comes from.
All right, hey, well, since the beer wenches are out here, get into the shop because this is a big moment for Pints and Pistons. Don't taste it. Don't taste it. We have not tasted it yet.
That's all
All
I have.
right, what is this stuff?
Why do they have to hold on? The reason they have to get into the shop because, guys, almost a year. We're coming up on a year too. In the next month, we're coming up on a year. Get in here, Brittany. Brittany, get in here.
Get in here. Yeah, you played beer wench to us.
We
so.
are coming up on a year. We are at 50 beers, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this beer, Boulevard's Rye on Rye number 6, is beer number 50 for Pints and Pistons.
And it's a
You don't
doozy.
realize this is. I never thought we would make it this far. Whether people are watching or not, I am so
Ooh.
happy we decided to do this, guys, because
That's got a
I've
beautiful
had
color.
the best
Ooh,
year
this looks
ever.
pretty.
Dude, no head? Anyone getting any head?
Nope.
No,
Tonight,
man.
maybe.
See how much
you
lighter-
said that, you
see
know.
how much
Nice
lighter it is
coloring,
versus
nice caramel.
regular? I was introduced to
There we
this
go.
beer.
Chris, you want to go over and show the
Caramel.
bottle?
Smell.
Sure. So yeah,
All right, guys,
so
we got
that's so good.
Boulevard Rye on Rye number 6. This is a whiskey barrel.
That already looks a lot better than the one that we did.
Out
You can
of
see the
Kansas
color?
City, Missouri. It's out of my home state.
Yeah, you can see the color on the screen.
See
You
the
can
color
it
I got
here.
going on here?
Yeah, guys, this already looks a lot better than the other one that me and Brian tried.
I was introduced to this beer by a little craft beer bar called the Brew House Gallery down in West Palm. And it was our Christmas party, and I was introduced to this beer. But the way I was served to it was in a sniffer glass, but it could also come in a cork top bottle.
Yeah.
Not realizing the percentage on it, I went through a bottle and a half of that beer,
This
and
shit's angry.
the rest of the night was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's 12.9.
yeah.
oh God.
So hold
we
on.
shouldn't have poured whole bottles for everybody.
It's okay.
just
We got this.
be a trooper.
Somehow I feel this show's going to run a little long. I think we'll be okay.
That's fine.
But guys,
You know,
guys,
cheers,
thank
everyone.
you.
Cheers.
Thank you
Number
for
50.
Number 50.
50.
Glad
This
I could
has
be
been
here for it.
50.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Here we go.
Oh, that's not
Winch's
bad.
turn.
Oh, that's a oh.
Is this
Oh.
is this one of the barrel ones that
Yes,
they
it
do?
is.
Yes, but this is a
Oh.
lot. No,
This
it's a
is-
lot
this
different.
One this one works.
Yeah,
Yes.
no,
I told you.
I'm fine with that. I tasted it on the end. Oh man.
Well
Just-
done.
And you
I
tasted
told you
another
this one-
barrel that we
I
had.
dig it.
Look at Brittany.
That is good. Brittany doesn't like it. That is
Vanilla,
Yes.
caramel.
Yeah,
it's
this one
so
works
smooth.
And you get the
well.
wood right on the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of a wood finish.
Yep.
This is like the Goose Island with a little more carbonation
Yeah.
and not quite as heavy.
Right. That's delicious.
That is amazing.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna be able to finish the glass because it's fairly potent. I can already feel it kicking.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah,
already,
it's-
I already
it's a
feel
head-
my
Oh, it's got a kick. It's got
It's a handful.
I feel
I
my
mean, it's-
stomach
it's-
going.
but
"Woo,
the
woo."
reason why I fell in love with this beer was just because of how smooth it was
It is
compared to other
Like I said, I mean,
barrel IPAs that come out.
this is definitely kind of just a one beer.
There's
per
the
night.
bourbon. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
beautiful.
No,
this
you
is
catching the bourbon out of it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what the vanilla is.
yeah. Like I said, that was the first kind of just take a drink, kind of hold it there, and it's all there.
That's
Oh,
almost
I bet
like bourbon on the
it's
rocks right there.
Yeah, this is
That's
good.
Yeah,
delicious.
hey, just,
Bourbon on the rocks with a splash of water to
That's
tone
right.
it down.
Do a sip and then just take a puff. That's beautiful. That's a very good
Man,
cigar
that's
beer.
nice.
I'm glad y'all like that one. I figured y'all would.
That is really
Hey,
good.
Brett, would you rinse that out, please, and set it aside?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That
really
was-
good cigar
This is
beer.
a good cigar beer.
We're opening
For
our-
those
You
of
gotta
you that
remember
didn't-
how long I've been talking up this beer for.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Will.
Well done,
Thank
man.
you.
Well
Yeah,
done.
fantastic job.
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, to our cigar smokers, a nice dark cigar with this. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a beer you swish around. You let it roll
Yeah.
around on your tongue, and you really
Yeah, you don't
flavor
take a
it.
big mouthful. You just do a little sip and just let it.
Hear that shit? That's good.
Yes.
The alcohol
Yeah,
finish
I
too,
could
like
totally-
the tingle in your mouth.
I could totally see this one being in a sipper glass.
Yeah,
That's just how they
But
do
but
it.
the best
Do
thing
it in a
is
separate glass,
it's
let
not
it breathe a little bit, and
it's not like that. Now the one that we've had at Pine Tree a lot.
that one bites.
Well, yeah, it's good.
Well,
it's really
that was
good. It
because,
just
that
has
was
a
because you
super-
slammed half of it in one side. So now,
I went, yep.
But-
I went in on that one.
But
But
well,
it
yeah,
is
no,
still
that
good.
one, the Goose Island one that we're talking about
Yeah,
is
yeah.
15.5%.
two.
It is 15.2. It's good.
Let's put it this way.
It just has a.
Pine Street's policy on that one was it's in a sipper glass. You only get one. Staff's not allowed to sample that one.
And it's $10.
Damn.
But was it worth it?
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got you got the wood, the caramel, the malt, the chocolate,
Yeah.
little hints of smoke out of the barrel. You got all of that.
The
that
only problem with it is it does have a decent alcohol kick to it.
it definitely has more of the alcohol
Yeah.
finish than
Than
this one
this,
does.
but
This one does have it though. There's
it-
that little bit of an
it
alcohol
does.
finish at
And-
the end.
Anything above 8%, it
We'll
gets
have that.
it gets hard to mask it, and this does it very well.
Yes.
It-
So, since we are talking about number 50, and I just threw it onto the list,
oh boy.
I figured we should kind of go over it and see. Like I said, it's hard to recall all of them right off the top of your head. It's just the ones that stand out
Yeah.
for you personally or whatever. So our first one was 2 for Mikey, and I think you did the third one. We did Iron Maiden Hallowed, Motorhead Road Crew, and Dogfish 60-minute IPA.
That Dogfish one sucked.
That was not me. The dogfish was
No,
not.
that was Dan all the way.
That
Who
was
do you
Dan.
think brought
Dan
that
brings
one?
all the ideas. I know better.
Oh, and by the way, sorry, I'm breaking out the.
That's fine.
That's
That's what it's for.
the worst fucking
What was
experience in my life.
Oh, this next one that was in episode 2, we're gonna have to get because you will fucking love it.
What was it?
The Einstock, which I can only find it in cans now.
Yeah, I haven't even looked for it for a while.
They got it at ABC in cans. in
Well,
the
that was
freezer,
like
so-
the cooler. Oh Christ!
Now I remember the Hallowed. The Hallowed was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that
that was
The
really.
Road Crew was pretty decent.
And the thing with that is, it was an IPA, but it was an American IPA, so it had
Well,
that.
it was an APA.
Yeah, it had that the pale ale kind of kick, but it wasn't a full sucker punch you. It was everything that the IPA has going for it without the extreme kick to happiness out of your mouth. You got
Well,
all the
you know-
happiness, but it wasn't a full
Well,
palate on dime.
I think ultimately, my palate is just too refined and mature for an IPA.
Yeah,
Thanks.
But I think IPA started out as somebody who just wanted to make a really good ale,
and
but they
added too much
screwed,
shit.
but they screwed it up and went, well, let's add some hops, and they screwed it up more. But they're like, call it an IPA.
You got us the piston.
That's how I did.
Hipsters will love it.
I think the wrist spins a bit more than that.
So the Playa Linda was the one you brought in the growler, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So episode 2 we did, and this was a beer that I had before that I brought for these guys because we were just starting out and not really understanding what we were doing, but it worked. Was the Einstock Toasted Porter.
Which
Einstock
I had
Toast is
had
amazing.
before, and that is still one of my favorite. We've had a bunch of dark beers that are up there, but I gotta say, I think that Einstock one is
Yeah, I remember
the
when my buddy-
marshmallow aftertaste of the it's so good.
Yeah, when my buddy Paul introduced me to that, when I was like,
So
holy
good.
hell, this is awesome.
It is so good,
Yingling Golden Pilsner,
which was
Which-
actually pretty decent.
for just a basic kind of buy anywhere beer,
Decent,
solid.
yeah.
Solid.
Really solid.
Really good, hot weather, easy drinker beer.
I like Yingling, but I've
That-
never had that one.
That's I was looking
Oh,
at
the
it.
Golden
Golden
Pilsner's
Pilsner.
really good.
It's good. It's light. It's refreshing. It's
Also,
good.
the Yingling's Oktoberfest.
Yes, that's
just-
the one that I couldn't reach
For
off the
just
top
a-
shelf.
yeah, that was your top shelf adventure.
Yeah,
Even the
Yeah,
ABC
the
clerk slapped him on
ABC
that
guy
one.
made fun of me because of that.
And then the one that Chris brought was the Coppertail Unholy Triple,
Which was
Oh.
awesome.
That's a
I remember
was
that one was
awesome.
pretty good.
Every coppertail,
Coppertail, yeah,
beer.
That was one of those really dark
Yeah,
waters
yeah,
that
we-
would go good with like a nice
well, yeah,
steak.
that was the triple. But then we also have the
Yeah,
we also have
Unholy.
another one.
Unholy, yeah.
That was the Unholy Triple.
Yeah.
But then later on in the list, we do
We
have
had-
one of the quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John sent us a drink. Hi, John.
Hi,
What's up,
John.
John?
I don't even know if he's still watching right now, but someone's watching. He said that earlier.
Come on, open up my old ass phone.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that new Seat is really hot. Wonder where they got the idea. Laughs at Ford.
Yeah, but you know what? At that point,
But
I gotta say this. Ford fanboys saying this, the Corvette's gonna sound better.
Yeah, I go back to my original statement. One, it's got a V8, and two, anybody can buy it. You don't have to.
Exactly.
You don't have to be an influencer.
Exactly. And after
Are they
year-
going to release restrictions on that from Mark II?
Ford's
Yeah.
not doing that one. That's Multimatic. that's
Yeah.
doing that.
yeah,
yeah.
Multimatic's building 45 of those, and whoever hops in line first gets it.
Yep.
So
All right,
anyway,
back to
so
the beers.
on to episode 3. This was me and Mike teaming up on the guys.
Yeah, this was the Double Trouble episode, which I fucking love these beers.
So Mike and I were at a brew fest, and we sampled a whole bunch of beers. But one beer that we went back and sampled a
Many
whole bunch of times,
times.
just to make sure that we liked
Really
it as
liked
much as
it.
we thought we liked it, was Big Top Hawaiian Lion Porter.
Which is still one of, I think, all
Yeah.
of ours.
Stay
Yeah,
on.
We all
Yes.
go, oh, Hawaiian Lion. I'm
Yeah,
buying
he was the one
that.
that drank it out of the cooler. I went there next day. I'm like, where the fuck's my Hawaiian Lion? And it was like,
I did
I
that.
drank it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Brian said I could have it. He goes, "You want that or Natty Light?" I said, "That."
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Hawaiian Lion.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
Really.
I
That's
don't
coming
like-
from somebody that does not like
I don't like
coconut.
coconut, but that is a coconut coffee porter, and that
It was
is an
delicious.
Amazing combination.
dark
They
beer.
do it perfectly.
Yeah,
You get that toasted bread, coconut
Yep.
starch,
chocolate,
chocolate and
No,
coffee.
it's not brewed coffee taste. It's roasted coffee smell,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
that you taste in the beer, and it's
But
amazing.
it's one of those.
It was really
It's
good.
not at that point. That coffee taste is not at the front of your tongue. It's at the back, just like you are smelling coffee,
it
and it
just
hits
sits
the
there.
back of your
Right.
tongue.
It's just sitting
Oh,
there.
it's perfect.
And the other one was the one that I brought that I filled in the growler, and that was the Playa Linda Robonaut Red.
which everybody loves.
Yeah, which
I
I-
believe your description of that one was just delicious.
It
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That one
The
has
red guy.
completely knocked off Marker 48's Red Right Return.
As
What
yeah,
that was one of my favorite reds. That one there started the okay. There's
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Now I'm not saying that's a bad beer.
no,
it's
the
just-
Red
that's
Right
start-
Return is a
It's
fantastic.
a fantastic beer, but it's just that started it going. There's better things.
Right.
Holy shit! You can actually get better than that.
The
Yes.
halfway-
And I think that's the beer that got all of us on board of the idea
Oh
that
yeah,
our favorite type of brewed beer.
the
Yeah.
reds.
I really,
Or red,
I really
all the
think
way.
that Reds is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, right now I'm really digging on the Hefeweizens just
Well,
because of the weather
yeah,
and the lightness, and
And that red I had at your house yesterday.
Because we had a 6-pack of Rod Bender at the house, which was one of the beers that we
yeah,
had.
right.
He had that. Fucking loved it.
I like that one.
No, it was good.
Yeah,
when
I
when
like
you hit
that.
the halfway mark, by the way,
Um,
you get like nothing but caramel at the halfway mark. It's,
Yeah.
it's great.
I'm trying.
It is.
I've already got 2 Coors Banquets in there, so
Two.
this is gonna get dangerous.
So,
Last
hey,
week, drunken Mike.
what's your thoughts? So
Laughs
anyway,
and sober
so yeah, that was
Daniel.
episode 3. I think just sort of as an all-around episode for a couple of beers, I think
Three
it's gonna,
was
it's
one
gonna
of
be
our
hard
best.
to top that one just for how
Right.
how well we enjoyed.
Oh
those
yeah, that
beers.
was one of those where it was
It was two perfect
Yeah.
beers for the right.
yeah,
was just-
it wasn't
Right.
just a hey, these beers are pretty good. It was a oh,
2
damn.
of the best beers we've
Oh,
ever
damn.
tasted
Yeah.
on the same
Oh
episode.
yes, yes.
So then, episode 4, I believe it was either you or me that brought the. No, you brought the Cigar City Maduro Brown.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a U beer.
that shit was good.
The vanilla porter you brought.
Yeah, the Breckenridge Vanilla Porter that I found.
Which I remember not liking that one a lot. It was overly
It was a
vanilla.
yeah.
that one. Yeah,
that
it
was
was
the
a
thing.
reaction to that one. And then
Smile
Lillian
again.
over here, smile. Brought us a Sweetwater 420 IPA.
That was
I
one
got a funny story behind that.
Screw you guys. I like Sweetwater 420.
Me and
all right?
Brian took a sip, and that was it.
It
We
was done.
just a swig. Me and Brian looked at each other,
Oh,
and we're
no.
like,
I powered
Happiness.
through that.
Gone. I did
I'm like,
not.
no,
I
Like a
gave.
pound of Sweetwater
First time I
420
ever
something.
had it was this little hole in the wall bar down in Port Salerno. It's in Stewart, right there, the big Christmas part of the town. We were in a coconut bar, and I said, I want something different. I said, I'm a Bud Light, but I said, I said, give me something different, something interesting. She goes, okay. She comes, and of course, being this hole in the wall ass bar that it is, they brought this little plastic cup. I was like, why do I smell pot? Right?
Yeah.
I was like, there's fucking weed in here. Like, she goes, it's the beer. I went, no shit. I picked it up and I smelled it. I said, this tastes just like pot. I took a sip and wound up slamming the whole cup, right? Put it down and said, do it again.
We'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that because there is a beer that we have
Yeah,
found
we got
that is.
one coming up.
You remember that one, guys? That
I
was
remember that.
The only
amazing.
thing I don't like about Sweetwater 420 is that for the next 2 days, every time I burped,
You
that's all
taste
I tasted was.
No,
I
no,
was
that
like,
bar that
that
I was
tastes
talking
horrible.
about, that's right there with me, the new Danish Bottoms Up 2,
But it was definitely
Has-
different.
has Sweetwater on tap.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, this was on tap too.
No,
That's what I
oh
loved about
no,
it.
that one.
Oh, that's. We'll get to that
it.
one
Yeah.
though.
When-
I posted that to the Pints and Pistons with me.
I asked for different, and that's exactly what I got that night.
I like
Different.
Sweetwater 420. And they serve it at Daytona Raceway. When I went and watched Coke Zero 400, I go to get a beer, and out of everything in the cooler, I'm like, "Is that a Sweetwater 420?" And the lady's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah." Like they have them at the fucking raceway in Daytona.
Anyway, back to on to episode 5. We went Florida all the way again, and we did. I think I brought this one.
You brought the Cigar City.
Yeah, Cigar City Tampa style lager.
Yeah,
That was
because the next one he brought,
Yeah, you brought the Swamp Head Midnight Oil.
Yes.
which is awesome,
Midnight
by
Oil.
the way.
And that just goes to, by the way, I don't think I've ever had a Swamp Head or a Cigar City I didn't like.
We have done a bunch of
Swamp Head.
Florida
Florida,
beers.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
and
much
that,
of just
well,
Florida beers.
well, that's the great thing is that at our local liquor stores that we go to, they are chains, but they do have a big selection of local breweries.
ABC's got one whole section.
What
What
our
our they
next-
say local, which is
Yeah,
like
you got-
Florida.
And that's our next beer that I brought was one of the local ones that I've been going past for the last
Yeah,
year
both
off
of us have
this.
seen this one sitting around
And
there.
then they have a whole East Coast thing, so they do local stuff to where it's not just full on
And
name
even
brand
Publix.
stuff. Yeah,
And on that,
anybody who watches this that's sort of outside of Florida, Publix is a Lakeland-based grocery chain that's been in Florida forever.
best grocery chain ever.
If you're watching from up in Missouri, think Schnucks or
But better.
Birds.
and
Yeah, but
also
Florida.
on the beer thing, breweries in Florida, you got a new beer you want to like put out in the market yet or anything? We'll try it.
Yo, send us a 6-pack and we will try it
I
and
don't-
give a
We'll
review.
pay
on
for it.
We
We'll
don't-
even pay for it.
Yeah, we don't care
That's
what
true.
it is. Even if it's something that you're not sure if you're ever going to release some off the wall weird
I've had either
flavor.
one of those.
We'll still
try
pay
it.
for it.
Yeah.
They're well worth checking out.
And I love a good oatmeal called like
Oh
Terrapin.
yeah, this one
Y'all know
here.
about Terrapin, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only Terrapin beer I've had was the worst beer I've ever had. So
Well, the Terrapin oatmeal cookie one.
I've got one of those in the fridge right now. I haven't drank yet.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
okay, so episode 6 was kind of a Halloween episode.
I
We
was
were-
not there. I was on vacation.
We were a man down, so we only had the one beer, and it was one that I
which,
had before.
which I tried the next week once I got back and they said how good it was. I tried it, agreed, it was good.
It was Rogue's Dead Guy Ale.
Yes.
Yeah, that
yes.
was
Just
good.
Just
It
a
was
solid
good.
beer. Just solid beer all around. That was when we had Chris.
Yeah.
And
the
that
other
was
Chris. subbing
Yeah,
in
Close
for
It
him.
Coke.
I think I brought that one.
and that,
Yeah,
and that
that
was
was me.
and that
Was
was
that
a good
you?
solid ale. That was a
Yeah.
really good all around good ale.
Local ABCs to us
Yeah,
right
they
now
have it
have
all
that
the
on
time.
sale right now.
Yeah, they have
It is on sale
They
for
carry that one
$7
pretty
for a 6-pack.
Yeah.
So
And then episode 7, and these were ones that on both of these I was just, I think I was kind of like, take them or leave them. That was the Old Speckled Hen English Ale.
both of those I think I brought, well, because they were at my house. The Old
Yeah.
Speckled Hen I came across is a good, if you're not a fan of an English ale, you're not really going to like it. But I knew Dan absolutely loved it.
Yeah, but
And
English
that-
ale you're supposed to do room temp.
That's because Lucas made the refrigerator, so
Yeah.
all the beers.
Well, I heard a lot of English beers are supposed to be room temp.
But it's one of those,
Again, it's
if
because
you're,
Lucas made the
yeah.
refrigerator, so
Well, they have a name for that. They call it warm brown.
yeah, the Old Speckled Hen, if you're an English ale fan, Try it. It's good.
I don't think I mean, I'd have to go back.
No, you didn't dislike it.
It didn't
just wasn't
dislike
one
it.
of
It was
your
just like,
favorites.
and the other one was the Airdinger Dunkel, which I was like, all right, we'll give that one a shot.
I don't even know if I brought
I don't
that.
even remember.
I don't remember who brought that one, and I don't even remember about that one.
I remember that one. It was a very plain beer tasting beer. There was nothing indistinguishable.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't offensive. It just was.
It was
Yeah.
just beer.
It was. And it didn't have anything that
No.
really kind of
And
set
we've
itself
come across
aside.
a couple of those.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
come across a few where it's just, okay, that's beer.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just
But I
Not
think,
citable.
I mean, I had a pretty good record going on bringing good ones, but then I did bring the one.
yeah. What's
that
that find
just-
out here, man?
That just, that's coming up in a couple episodes. But yeah, that was one that just
Yeah.
bombed out bad. That
And
was
so
not a good
what's
one.
after
It's
that?
okay. We've all brought a bad
We've
beer.
all done it. So anyway, so up at episode 8, we're back with Cigar City, and that was the Florida Cracker. I think I brought that one.
Yeah, and that was
Wheat
easy.
beer,
That
wheat beer.
was another light one that was very refreshing.
Just a solid kind of summer, spring, summer, early
Yeah.
fall kind of beer, and it was good.
And the next one, someone else brought, and I wish y'all would have brought Sweet Baby Jesus instead of for it. The next
I
one
brought
was
that
For
one.
Pete's
Yeah,
Sake.
this was
Imperial.
Chris. This was
It's
Chris.
by
No,
Law.
for Pete's sake, I didn't. Was I one of the
Yes,
ones
you
that
brought that one.
Yeah, that was
But it is one of those. The reason why the guys did not like that one again is 9.5%.
I like
Well, yeah, no,
You know,
I
it
loved
wasn't-
it, but it's one of those.
Here's
That's
the thing.
9.5%. I saw them bring it, and I'm like, holy shit, you actually found it.
Okay.
One, but have you had Sweet Baby Jesus, which is the same thing, but only
The
5.5%?
thing is, obviously, high content beers aren't always a bothersome thing. For me, it's the peanut butter. And there's another beer
Well-
coming up that will.
Well, no, and see,
that was also you.
but
That will.
but
that
that's
will
my
make my
fighting.
observation.
That's my fighting point on that beer, because that beer in Sweet Baby Jesus form at only
Have you tried that
5.5.
yet?
Sweet Baby Jesus?
On the
No,
show?
we have not.
Okay, next time. I'll
Yes,
bring
he
it.
knows about.
I fucking love that beer. My brother-in-law turned me onto it because they're a New Jersey company. He brought, every time he would come down to Florida before they moved down here, he would bring Dew Claw down here for me to try. The Sweet Baby Jesus, the peanut butteriness of it is toned down. It
Yeah, but
really
that's-
is.
But
And
like
it has
this,
more chocolate
like I said,
taste to it.
this one and the next one with the peanut butter. It was
Yeah, no,
it
this
was the
one,
peanut and peanut butter side of it that was just like hell
the,
no.
the thing is that alcohol content brings out the peanut butter flavor in that one, and if you're not up to par with the peanut butter flavored beers, it's way out.
Right.
It's way out. And so that's one of those I really want next time you guys to try regular Sweet Baby Jesus and just try that. Because I
down
really
for it. I'll
think
give it a try.
I really
Absolutely,
think
yeah.
you might not be a full fan, but you will go, oh yeah, no, this is a lot better than Sweet For
and-
Pete's sakes.
And quick, by the way, thank you for keeping it categorized.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Like
With-
index of all the beers
and
we've
this,
had.
this was kind of the thing. It was like I know that it was literally like after 5 episodes in, I was like, we're gonna have a hard time keeping track of all
yeah.
these things. But because it started because one of us would be out to get a beer, and we'd send a message to the other ones. It's like,
Have we had this?
Right.
Right.
Without trying to give the beer away.
Yeah, I think
like,
by 6 we were doing that.
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
time.
I was like, we got to keep a list of these things. So I just started keeping a list, and it's turned out to be useful.
oh, trust me, every time I go to the store, I pull up the Pints and Pistons email and I look through that shit.
So, all right. So episode 9.
Oh, that was the hard pour one.
Yes, this is one that
Oh.
I brought.
This is that we felt bad pouring.
This is one that I brought. This was the Left Hand Nitro Milk Stout.
And
That
the
was
bottle-
good.
Wow.
Oh,
that was amazing.
that one
Wow.
gave Einstock a run for its money, but the best thing about it
Was the pour.
so on the bottle it said hard pour, and we're like, okay, so and it says no, open it up, put the glass underneath it,
Just tip
and
it up.
literally just go like that and let it go, and just
Yeah, I mean, if you would have done that pour with a Guinness or any of the other stouts
would've-
we tried,
oh,
it
You
would
know how
just-
dirty
it
that
would
felt
ruin.
pouring that beer?
It
I'm
was-
just like,
but
ah!
then
But then
watching
it did
it,
its thing, and it was like, holy
And you're
crap,
like,
that's amazing.
this is almost just as good as drinking it. Like,
Right.
this is
The-
amazing.
Just the aesthetics of watching the
The
cascade,
way everything
cascade
Oh,
settling
it was
foam.
It was a beautiful beer to watch
And
being poured.
it cascaded out. It gave a perfect head.
Perfect head. It was like
And then it
it
lifts
was
the
like
glass,
that
and it
much
was-
of a
And
head.
then on top of
Perfect.
all of that, you got to drink it, and
And
it
it
was
was
tasted good.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes, it was a fantastic beer.
Like as far as porters go,
Dude.
as far as porters go, that's a top
Oh
porter
yeah,
right
yeah, that's a
I
great
mean,
porter.
just absolutely solid. And then I think this was a kind of a team effort between Mike and Dan here for the Two Brothers Dumaine Dupage
Yeah.
Country Ale.
Yeah.
And that
And
was
when I
pretty
say
good, too.
team effort, I
Oh,
think
whoa, no,
I think
oh,
Dipshit,
Oh!
We're good. We're good.
I think
Don't
Dipshit
pull me
really
over,
wanted to
lady.
get another IPA, and Mike said no.
No, well,
Yeah.
I think that's what it went. I think me and you went to,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
did
yeah,
we
yeah.
went together. Yeah.
and he grabbed something. I'm like, no. He's like, why? I'm like, no. He's like, what about this? I'm like, better. I'll pay the difference.
Yeah, that was an interesting beer. It was
Yeah.
definitely something different. And,
And
it was,
then-
it was
We got the next episode, and we're gonna make Dane feel so horrible about this because,
I don't know if the first one was me or Chris, but it was the Founder's Porter.
That was
oh,
me.
That was you.
but
Okay.
that was the ginger one.
And then before you
no,
go
no,
any
hold
further,
on. No,
No, it was
okay. I'm
Founder's
looking,
Porter.
I'm looking down.
I remember this
Founder's
episode.
Porter.
and before you go any further,
It was here.
Listen,
Remember it.
It was here.
I knew this beer was not going to be good. It was literally just trying it just because we could, and I knew it wasn't going to be anything.
So you intentionally inflicted that shit upon us.
Not,
You did that to us on purpose.
Had to be better than the second.
I just got it because I want.
No, Founder's Porter was good.
Yeah, the
No,
Founder's
the second
Porter
one
was
that
great.
was on-
Second, oh God!
The second one,
I
It's
felt
the
in
only
pain.
beer I've ever poured out onto this garage floor
Yeah.
intentionally.
yeah,
I
we all
watched that
took a
episode
sip.
and I'm sitting here watching. I was like, that absolutely looks like horrible, just disgusting and
It didn't even look like beer.
dude.
It was
And
too pale to be
And it's
beer.
like every time I
It was
see
only 2%.
and it's like
I've
every-
never
every-
tried it. And here's the thing: I've never seen a
lucky you.
Well, I did try it about probably about 3-4 months ago with my wife. We were in Publix in downtown Stewart, and they were doing samples. I've never seen a grocery store do beer samples before, and I'm like,
That's because that shit don't get you drunk.
all right, they're doing beer samples. I'm all over this. So it's like, here we go. I walked up. I said, what kind of beer is this? Michelob Organic, and I went. Like, I instantly did that immediately. I said, you know what? No, I said, a friend of mine has, a YouTube show they do, and I said, they had it on there. I said, I didn't even finish the sample. I took like a little itty bitty sip of it, and I went,
So what you're saying is our reportage is accurate.
Yes.
It tasted like battery acid, but it tasted like battery acid
horrible.
that had gone bad.
At this point, I would rather have a skunky natty light sitting out in the sun for 4 days.
I would rather have a 420 Sweetwater.
Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
I would drink another Nutter Cup before I drank that.
True.
Uh,
True that.
I'd rather
That's a tough one.
have a poolside.
Exactly.
Anyway, it was a
With extra
Michelob
chlorine.
Organic.
I'd rather have
Yes, it was Michelob Ultra Golden Organic.
Oh,
If you're ever in the store and you see a 6-pack of it, knock it
Run
off
away.
the shelf on purpose.
yeah.
And that way no one can buy it.
It's like finding a gun in the
Publix
street.
knew-
Run away. Run
I think
away.
even Publix knew it was bad because they were selling 12 packs for like $7.
Yeah,
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why they were doing
Oh, yeah.
samples. The reason they were doing the samples is they didn't want to deal with the returns.
Yeah, they were
They
just trying
knew
to
if
give
they
it
let
away.
people try it, no one would buy it, and they would just have to pack it back up and put it on the box on the truck and give it back.
But
Yes.
really quick though, speaking of poolside, make sure you guys catch the video of us on our channel here of us slamming beers underwater
Underwater.
at Mike's wedding.
And
You're
it
idiots.
it is actually very easy. I will tell you this right now. Make sure the pool tab is the tap on the can is
For the
completely
suction.
up and fully push the little flap all the way back. When you go underwater, don't actually try to chug it.
Just
Do what
squish.
Dan did,
Squish.
squeeze it. Because I tried to actually chug it, it didn't end well. I was upside down.
I got all of it really quick.
Yeah, squish it. It is possible. Myth bust. Go myth. Confirm.
Myth confirmed.
Myth confirmed.
Myth
You can
confirmed.
chug beer underwater.
So episode 11, this was me and Chris. This was one beer that I brought, one beer that he brought.
Yeah, it was perfect, good man.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Key Billy Island Ale, and Publix hasn't had this one recently, and I'm
But
kind
it's
of bummed
good.
because
It's good.
this is probably my favorite beer to have with Mexican food.
Oh yes.
But
Because it's got the
taco
limes in there.
Taco
and
Night with Key Billy Island Ale is amazing.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
And that was
really
Yeah,
good.
that
like I
was
said. I
very
mean,
good.
up until anytime Publix has it, I have beer in the fridge.
Hey, Jay, you
but
want to
that
bring
was
us the
there,
next
I
one too
grabbed
when
it.
you're
Bud
in
Light,
there?
Bud Light Lime
It's in
Sugar.
a freezer.
Do we need more cups, or what do you guys?
Yeah, we'll drink
Y'all
that
are
out of the can.
slacking.
He's got dry.
And I'm missing some ass.
I'm
I
a
have been
little bit,
modified.
so I'm a lightweight. So
Yeah, but you're at least home.
I'm home, but if I drink the rest of that, I won't be able to finish the show.
There you go, Will.
I really like this.
Let's put it this way: I have been modified from my original specification.
Weight reduction.
And arrow.
Arrow. I really like this beer, though. I mean,
No,
it's
it's delicious.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fantastic
No,
beer.
you
but-
I'm not
You have
sipping on it
yeah.
slowly because I don't like it. I'm sipping on it slowly because I'm already a little
You
bit.
have completely erased everything that me and Brian have known about a whiskey barrel aged ale. You
Yeah.
really have
Yeah, I mean,
completely
like
erased
this one,
everything else.
this one, when I had it, I was like, oh,
Because everything
That's
else that we
really
have had,
Up
was-
until
horrible.
the Goose Island. Goose
Yeah.
Island was good, but it was definitely a slow sip.
yeah, but
That was
besides
an
that,
adventure.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I only got the one sip out of it, and holy shit, that's
Yeah.
an adventure.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there.
Guys that are
but no,
watching
this
right
beer,
now,
like I said, the first time I had it, I was like, holy shit, this is good. It was like permanently imprinted
Oh,
on
yeah.
my brain that night. And I was like, I had got to find
yeah.
this.
So, guys that are watching right now, that are just come in, we did our car. It's basically now it's just turned into a recap of our beer episode.
We will finish up with some car
Yeah,
stuff.
well, we're
'cause
gonna
I have-
finish up with bring a trailer stuff like
'cause
we
I've got
normally do.
I've got a fantastic bring trail. for you guys.
We are at 51 minutes. I'm letting you know right now. We're
We're running long.
we always say we're trying to wrap it up at an hour. This is and
We're not.
This is going to be closest to 2.
This is gonna be our hour and a half episode, maybe even longer. Sorry
Yeah.
about that, guys. But
Yeah, we're
being
going
our
long.
being our 50th beer episode, with this being our 50th beer, we really wanted to go over all the beers that we've had and go over everything because it's one of those. We're hoping not only that you're a car person watching this show, but we hope that you really like beer, or even if you're not into beer, hopefully you see some of the beers that we have and go.
Hopefully you try some of these.
Yeah,
and
just-
hopefully
just
you like
try
them.
some
If
of
you don't
them
like
and
them,
like
that's
them.
cool too.
Because again,
All I
it's
know is
we,
I have you need to email me that
we,
list
we,
so
we started this when we
Stock up my
started the
fridge.
channel. It was one of those. This is what we would always do on a Friday or a Saturday night. It was we talk shit about cars, and then drink a beer. And it is now evolved to we always
Now
go.
there's 4 of us that
Yeah.
talk shit about cars and drink beer.
But we go outside of our comfort zone. So pretty much past like the 3rd episode, all these beers are something that we would never have tried before.
And
This
it's
is-
actually affected, at least for me anyway, doing this has affected how I just get beer when I'm at
Oh,
the
yeah.
bar.
Well, I mean,
Because
and
now
it's
it's like-
one of those. I still get my Natty Light when
I
it's
have
one of
my
those.
Natty
I'm
Light
working
in my
in a
head right
garage, and
Yeah, but it's been in the freezer the whole time.
it's
it'll be
fine. They
fine.
were warm as hell,
Okay.
and
So-
I still have the smoke coming off of them. It seems cool.
But,
But yeah,
like,
no,
for
this
instance,
is already.
No, we
no,
have
we haven't
not.
tried this one.
We have
Yeah.
gone past it so many times in the store. I never knew what style it was. I thought it was an IPA.
I hate these tops.
Yeah,
There's
no,
like
it's
no
so
way
good.
to take it out without getting the beer violently shaken.
Yeah, but they're better for the ocean.
True.
It's to save the fish.
But yeah, so guys,
You know,
it's
but-
one of those. All these beers are something we never would have tried before. It's opened our range of shit. You need one. I need one.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
no,
and
it's
I
just-
think Britt wanted to try
Yeah,
that.
Brittany wanted that one.
I love the cans.
Oh yeah,
It just screams 80s Miami.
Yeah, so
all
oh
here-
over.
yeah,
It's Miami Weiss.
I so want a white Testarossa now.
Right.
I want
guys,
loafers. I want linen
Can you
pants.
see it?
I want a pastel tank top and a freaking blazer
Hey,
and a
can you
freaking
see it
blazer
on the
jacket.
camera?
You can tan blazer.
Yeah.
Good job.
I mean, it's just, and I love the smoke pouring off of it. Sorry, it was in the freezer. It was-
But yeah, like I said, this has changed.
Nice.
Yeah, this has just changed how I am with beer now when I
Oh,
go to
yeah.
a bar. Because now it's like I read every single line on whatever beer menu is there, and it's like,
And I never used to. It
And
used to be
it's,
like,
what have I not tried yet?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those. Oh, that's the. Just give me a course. Give me a course like. Give me
And,
something
yeah,
like that.
I'm gonna make beer drinkers
And now,
crazy.
Oh no, I ate it into a glass.
Oh, yeah, I'm pouring it in the same glass, not getting a new one.
oh,
or cleaning it or nothing.
I use some
Yeah,
Coors Banquet to cleanse my glass.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
I feel bad. I kind of want to. Should I pound this or not?
You're not driving.
If you pound it, I'll pound it.
Oh, don't fucking do that.
Do it. Oh wow! Look at this color.
Hold on, guys.
Oh, it's
We're gonna do
like,
it.
It's on like Donkey Kong now.
It's almost got a shandy color to it.
I promise it's not going to hurt.
Dude,
Ow.
does this not look like the unfiltered
Oh, what was that one? I know what you're talking
the
about.
Funky Buddha?
Yeah,
Does
it does.
this not look like the Funky Buddha
What's
in
the smell?
glass?
Ooh, give it a smell.
Ooh. Sorry, I got a taste in my mouth. Too much alcohol at once.
It does get a little. It does bite when it gets a little warm.
I got Mike to do shots of Hennessy and moonshine one night before we.
No, that was on air.
That was on air.
I do not remember the rest of the night after that.
Is there any extra Coors Banquet to cleanse my glass
Oh,
out?
yes, there is.
Perfect.
Oh, and by the way, we're just going to finish up episode 11. The other beer after the Nutter
Sorry,
Cup,
guys,
after
sorry,
the
sorry,
Tea Belly, was Chris's wonderful contribution, the Nutter Cup Peanut Butter Chocolate Porter.
All right, anybody read us in already on this?
Nowhere near the alcohol content of the other one, but that peanut butter beer was equally nasty.
Oh, this is dirty.
It looks
This is
delicious.
dirty.
Yeah, but look at that.
Yes,
color,
that was
though.
a bad beer choice, but I don't regret
Oh,
it.
we even got floaties. We got
Really?
some floaties. Yeah,
Oh,
we got
floaties in
floaties.
it.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Hell yeah!
Dude, this
we do.
shit's still cascading off the bottom of the glass.
Yeah.
All right,
effervescing,
all right,
guys.
Oh, yeah,
So-
let's let that. Is anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, read
This
us in.
is
I want to get the
M-
color.
This is the MIA Beer
Oh,
Company.
that looks good. I think they're out of Miami.
and
They
this is
are.
and this
Yeah.
is called Miami Weiss.
And my hometown. Oh,
And
no,
it's
they're
a
from Lakeland.
it says it's a Hefeweizen style ale. And,
David Hasselhoff style
Yeah,
there.
they're out of Lakeland.
and that's all it says. There's no
What's
So-
the website? www.miabeer.com.
And this is 6%.
Yeah,
Not
MIA
beer.
dot
Not
beer.
beer.
So,
Apparently, .beer is the
Hold
new
on before y'all
website.
go any further. I have had MIA before.
well,
I've had their 305 IPA, and
Okay.
I actually liked it. It was
well,
actually
I
really
would
good.
I would like to say all of us have walked by this so many times, but the thing
I've seen
is
this,
most of their stuff has all been IPA, so we steered away from it. It wasn't until yesterday when me and Will went, I was like,
That's not an IPA.
that's not an IPA.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm going to pick that up tomorrow.
All right. Well, y'all want to lead into this?
Well,
Hey, hang on just a second. I'm answering a beer question from our friend John. He wanted to know what was the name of the beer that we had at Mike's wedding. That was the Hawaiian Lion.
Yes.
Coffee Porter. And what was the beer that we had on Wednesday? The local little favorite watering hole. We had from Orange Blossom Brewing. We had their honey ale.
Oh, I've had that before.
Oh.
And it's
that's
not.
not the one. That's not the orange blossom. We had the orange blossom from them.
Yeah, no,
But
this
we
is
did not have
this
the
is-
honey ale.
This is called their Orange Blossom. It's called Orange Blossom Honey Ale. So it sounds like it's an ale with honey added to it, but what they do is they actually use the honey for the fermentation process as the sugar.
Mhm.
It's just a really smooth, clean, summer, easy drinking beer.
Really?
It
It's
was
very good.
fantastic. I had it with some fish and chips, and it was perfect. As much as a Smithers would have
All
been
right.
better than fish and chips, this was perfect.
All right.
Cheers.
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 All right, just
Cheers.
Cheers.
Don't spill it.
Lots of clinks.
so color
Oh,
wise,
it smells. Smell that.
I mean color wise and cascading. This is Funky Buddha.
Clove.
Oh, clove. Yeah.
Clove.
Oh,
Clove.
orange peel and
Oh.
clove.
Orange
Orange
and clove.
peel.
Wow,
clove.
this is
Orange
the
peel off the
Wakula
lid.
Hefeweizen
Woo.
on steroids.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is. Woo!
I wouldn't say it's on steroids. It's right on par with the
This is
Wakula
this
Hefeweizen.
has definitely got the
No, the clove is much
a little
heavier
more
than
clove
this.
than
Yeah,
the
the clove's
Hefeweizen
heavier.
Dude.
Wakula.
Well, no, I taste more orange. More
this
orange
is definitely
feeling.
this is
Definitely tastes
definitely
more
orange
peel in
citrus
that.
and clove on this one. This with pork chop or
Oh,
honey
yes.
ham
Yeah,
or something like
oh,
that.
yeah.
Now, here's my only problem with this. For somebody like me that has really bad acid reflux and heartburn, this can be probably the only one I can drink.
Yeah.
This feels like just from the first couple sips that I'm going to be regretting just this one later.
Yeah. A lot of acid in that.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Gaviscon.
A lot of citrus. in
Gaviscon
there, though.
chewables.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Really
I,
good. I like it.
This
strong acidic taste.
Yep.
It's definitely got the citrus bite to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the citrus
Quick
bites
bite.
there.
So yeah, guys, like seriously,
I like
Miami
that.
The
Weiss.
clove is definitely
Well,
there. Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
good.
and plus the can. I mean, look at the fucking can. The
That's
can's
bad.
Like
awesome.
I said, I want a white Ferrari Testarossa. I want white linen pants. I want a white blazer. I want a pastel
I just
tank
saw
top.
something. Hold on,
Right.
sorry to
I
cut
want
you
no
off.
socks, and I want some loafers.
That color shirt
Yes.
with a white suit, a
Yes.
white leisure suit.
Yes.
As I am drinking this, all I hear in the background in my head,
is Yan Hammer.
no, zombie hyperdrive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pure vaporwave. Yep.
Pure
Oh, this is
vaporwave.
this. Oh yeah, this
I
is all.
introduced Will to zombie hyperdrive last night.
Yeah, I like
Digging?
it. Yes, digging it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Definitely.
Check out if you're digging that. Check out some stuff from Kavinsky.
Yeah, no, this.
Kavinsky is.
That Dance
Simply.
with the Dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you like zombie hyperdrive,
Oh,
listen
yes.
to Dance with the
Dance
Dead.
with the Dead. Also check out Kavinsky.
Specifically, Man Who Made a Monster.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Best song by Dance.
Laser Rock is also pretty good.
Oh, Laser On too.
Yeah, Laser Rock.
Great driving songs, guys. By the way, those songs or bands and
They're 80s techno.
Dude, that-
really.
yeah.
Vaporwave. That's
Retro Wave.
Yeah,
pretty
retro
much,
wave.
yeah.
80s retro wave.
Okay.
didn't
No
expect that.
vocals, just
Go right in.
instrumentals. Best driving music in the world.
It's all electronic.
I didn't
Okay,
expect
so-
that. Actually pairs really
Oh.
good with it. Yes, it does.
Oh, so
Okay,
again,
so-
hold on. Cigar smokers.
That's another dark
The
cigar.
Ryan Rye with a dark cigar, awesome. This
Wow.
with a dark cigar
Wow.
Alex.
emphasizes the cloves on that like crazy. Holy
It's
shit!
good. Yeah, take a puff, and then right on the end of releasing the puff, take the sip.
Oh my god! Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That actually works
oh,
really good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Wow. Ooh. Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Okay, so and on that, we'll go to episode 12, and this was my beer fuck up.
Yeah. This one.
was
Shame on you.
I took this one on a recommendation of a buddy of mine. So this, a buddy of all of ours actually. So this was Tampa Bay.
Was this Heckman's?
Yes, this was Heckman's.
Fuck you, Heckman.
So anyway, this was Tampa Bay Brewing Company's Genji Imperial Porter.
It was horrible.
Oh yeah. Fuck you, Heckman.
It was horrible.
It was like I drank the cinnamon challenge.
It was horrible.
We all hit that at the exact same time, and just like kind of. I remember we all were just like we were all looking to see if we got the same flavor out of it.
This was like,
We all had the Robert De Niro face afterwards.
yeah.
Are we in casino?
It was like being face fucked by a cinnamon stick.
And like I don't
was
like
bad.
anything with cinnamon really. Like that was terrible.
Yeah, that was like drinking a
Drink that
gingerbread.
beer.
That was like drinking a gingerbread cookie that overdosed from the cinnamon challenge.
I'd rather have a
Take a sip of that beer and go all of a sudden you go.
Yeah, that's pretty much the face that we
That's
made.
exactly
It
what
was bad.
So then, and this one brings up what we were discussing earlier, the one that Mike introduced to. This was
Oh.
the New Belgium Emperor HPA.
Emperor.
It
It
was
was
a
a
hemp beer.
Pale Ale.
You opened it, it was the skunkiest weed you ever smelt in your entire life.
Listen, if you opened one of those and there was a cop on your street, he'd stop at your house and ask where the
This
weed
was
was.
It was.
I hadn't smoked weed since 1996.
I
As soon as I cracked that bottle open, I was like, "Oh yeah, that smells familiar."
Yeah.
There we are.
Just
It's like, oh,
But
either
then
somebody having a party or somebody
No.
forgot to do his laundry.
instantly, Leonard Skinner, that smell was playing in my head.
and then you took the first sip, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on.
You're insane.
How
Like-
much THC is in this?
You're like looking like
the thing
wait.
was, it was a great because it was a normal Belgian style beer.
It was really
So
it's a
it
really
was
good
a
beer.
great finished beer in that.
Yeah, it was a
But
Belgian
as
beer with
soon
hemp
as
in
it hit the back of your throat, you're like,
Wait, what was the hemp content?
enough.
yeah,
Yeah, I think ABC still carries
yeah.
it.
ABC still carries it. You get it. in
So
six
it's,
packs.
I mean,
That-
even if you don't smoke pot or have never smoked pot or never will smoke pot, it's still something interesting that's worth
it is
giving a try.
it is
tasty.
a
It's very
great
tasty.
beer. That beer was
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
definitely one that's interesting. I have a feeling though it will be one of those love it or hate it kind of things.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not something you're going to sit down and drink a 6-pack of, but it's something you're
It
going
was
to drink one of.
good.
It's
I had it on
You know
draft.
what?
I had it on. I forgot where.
It's
We
a
were-
conversation beer.
No,
Right.
but we had it somewhere. I
What
can't
we're doing
remember
now.
if it was somewhere towards like Tampa or something like that. They had it
I
on
thought
draft.
that was one of your brother-in-law did.
No. My brother-in-law gave me one of them, and that's where like I had it, and I was like, I remember sitting at my sister's house, and I was like, "Where did you find this?" And he said, "The Beer Frog, which is right. There's a beer store right near his house in Hernando County." I instantly was like, "Get in the car, let's go." Me and him went to the Beer Frog. That's where I got the 6-pack that we got. He's like, "You're really going just for?" I'm like, "Yes, because I have Pints and Pistons this Friday. We are having this. The guys are gonna fucking love it." And that beer, I will say, it had the IPA flavor. It like there was that little bit of IPA.
It had that floralness of an IPA.
But it wasn't the IPA-ness. It was an HPA instead of the floralness was different, but that hempness of it.
It didn't have the hop spike.
It worked. Well, I think the hempness of it calmed down the hops of it.
Right.
Oh, I didn't get it too.
And like, it's not one of those beers I'm gonna go out and try to buy on a regular basis.
No,
But it's one of those beers. If I find it and buy it, I'll wait till somebody comes over and goes, "You gotta try this.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
fucking
It's a
insane."
conversation.
Oh
beer.
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And
It's
interestingly
good.
enough, I mean, how many months ago was it we tried it? And we were talking about it.
Right.
ABC in Inverness does not have it though. That's
Well, no,
the
it's
thing.
like-
They did, but they do not now. So I think the last time I saw it was at the Crystal River one. So it's one of those. If you guys want it, you got to go there.
And I went and I bought another 6-pack afterwards. One of my buddies came over, and I was like, "You got to try this." And when he walked into my house, I was already having one. He goes, "Are you smoking weed inside your house?" And I'm like, I'm not smoking weed at all. I was like, "It's this." And he's like, "Why does that beer smell like weed?" And I was
And
like,
that's the
I was
thing.
like, "You gotta
is-
try one."
It's one of those beers. Do not spill it on yourself, and
You get
make
pulled
sure
over.
you are not
Well,
driving
well,
even after you
well,
have one of those.
well, hold on here, back up. You shouldn't drive when you drink at all.
Well, yes. That's why I said do not have one of those and try to drive because.
If your friend spills one on you, change your clothes.
yes. Yeah, you will be going to jail.
They might not find
It-
weed
it
in your
is-
car,
it
but
is
they're
a
like, "You
fully-
smell like it."
It is
Like,
a fully legal beer. There's no THC or anything like that in it.
Exactly.
But holy shit, does it not smell like the skunkiest shit you ever smelled?
We should have had a 6-pack of that and drove around Pasco County with live PD was on.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right. Let's
Well,
go
what's
next.
after that?
Where were we at? Episode TV. Yeah, UK.
To be fair.
So, episode 13. This was sort of a weird that it
It
worked
this
out this way because we don't tell each other what beers we're bringing
We don't.
beforehand.
We don't.
We just kind of figure out, okay, who's bringing
Yeah,
beer.
like we knew Will was bringing the Rye on Rye
Yeah, he
because
did
he's
tell
been
us
saying that in the comments. And besides Will being there when I picked this up, the guys had no idea that
Yeah.
I was picking up this.
So we don't tell anybody what we're buying beforehand. It's just
Sometimes we'll say
it's-
what
it's-
style
it's
of beer
the
we're
beginning.
getting.
It's the
so
beginning
that
of the
way.
week. It's kind of like who's getting the beer. 2 of us will go, "I got one," and the other one will go, "I got one."
And we make sure it's not the same style
We
Because-
try to avoid getting the same style. We like to keep it different.
because at that point we might get the same one. So we always
Oh,
like
I
to
know
try
what
a
we
different
just
style.
was.
Yeah. So this was. I ended up bringing J-Dub Brewing Company's Passion Wheat.
Which was good. It was
Oh,
really
That
good.
ended up being a good beer.
Yeah,
It was
it was
different. It had
it
the
was
passion
fruity.
fruit
It was
flavor.
really fruity.
Yeah, I mean it was definitely a fruit style beer, but it wasn't like a sour. It wasn't a fruit sour.
Right.
It was
It
definitely.
wasn't overwhelming.
We
Yeah.
will never have a sour on this show, guys. Sorry.
But it was definitely a fruited beer, and it came through right on the forefront. But it's good.
Yeah, it was.
It was all right.
Oof.
It's a drinkable
Sorry,
beer.
beers are hitting me.
And then at the same thing,
Ugh.
Chris ended up bringing us J-Dub Brewing Company's Poolside Kolsch Ale, and we're looking at this going, how the hell did we do that?
So the description of the poolside, it's not a bad beer. I will say this: it is literally like you took a light beer of your choice. You're in the pool. You're doing the underwater challenge like we were. As you're coming up from doing the underwater challenge, a couple drops of pool water with chlorine gets into your beer, and you go to finish it. That poolside beer, guys, had the flavor and
They got
aftertaste
chlorine.
of chlorine. It's one of those. It was like, oh, this is Did they
It
put
was.
did
Oh,
they-
that's not bad. Wait, no, that tastes.
That's
like
chlorine.
I was drinking my Natty Light. Someone did a cannonball and splashed pool water in my
Exactly.
beer.
Well, and not even like you're drinking out of a can. You're drinking it out of a glass. Someone did a cannonball, and you're trying to cover your beer, but by that point, some water got in. But you're like, it's beer. I'm
You're
not
like,
gonna erase
But
it.
and that's brilliant that y'all caught that. That's great. That's cool.
But
Good
like
for
I said,
you,
but,
but
it
I
was
don't want to taste it.
But it's still, it was kind of like, well, I got some pool water in my beer.
But it's still
Send it.
drinkable.
Send it.
But it also I gotta give them props for that because it comes to the point where if you literally are
No.
poolside and someone does a cannonball, it's not fucking up your beer. It tastes exactly the same.
Right.
But and also too, it's kind of like, was that what they intended to do? And
I really think they did. I
And that's the
really
thing.
think they intended for
if
that.
they intended to do that and
It
they
was
pulled it
perfect.
off,
It was perfect. Props to you guys.
Props,
because
guys. Yeah,
that
they
you
did it.
hit that nail on the head. And it wasn't like you were drinking straight chlorine. It was just that you swallowed, and then all of a sudden, like next time you went to talk, you were like,
there's pool water.
"Well,
Well,
chlorine."
I think what they
What?
were going for was you got the flavor of beer, but you're sitting next to a pool with chlorinated water.
Yeah.
And you get that little hint of
Through
chlorine.
your
And that's what it
nose.
was,
Yeah,
guys.
through-
It wasn't.
You're at a water park,
It's not
and
like
it goes through your nose.
it's not
that
like
there's
you
extra
got
chlorine.
overwhelmed with chlorination.
No,
It's
it wasn't
just-
that. It was
just
just
that little hint of chlorine at the end. That little chlorine finish. Just
But it was
little bit.
enough that we immediately picked up.
We all
on it.
looked at
Right.
each other like, "Did we drink pool water?" Like,
Right.
Pool. It makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Did they brew
All right.
this in a pool? Is that what they did? I mean,
it's possible.
whatever. Cool.
But hey, if that's what they intended
It
to
was
do,
interesting.
they
They
did
got
it
a
well.
pool
Well,
inside
so
the
we have to
brewery.
cover this.
Yeah.
So we got somebody. Hey, so I gotta say, Dan is one that is watching. So we have one other person watching. One other person that is watching. Who is it?
Say hi.
Say hi. Is it John? It
Whoever
might be
you are.
John. It really might be John. John, if it's you, say hi again because we don't know who's watching. If it is you, hi John.
Okay, next episode.
Episode 14. This was one that Mike. This was a me and Mike
You come
episode.
close, really close to my face with your fingers.
Smell my finger.
Smell my finger.
What's that
Smell
smell
like
like?
deep fried. Hold on.
Ass.
Is that burnt?
Deep fried.
Is that
Toasted.
burning?
Toasted.
Slightly toasted texture there.
Slightly roasted.
Hey, I'm lightly brown and full of nooks and crannies. I'm a
Slight-
Thomas
slightly toasted with what? 80s Honda? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that.
Oh, you're the Japanese variety.
Yes, it was tempura.
Hey, so I know you're. I know yours,
Son of a bitch, he went there.
I know yours was an 80.
Oh my gosh.
I know yours was an 86, but right now on Facebook Marketplace, there's an 87, still with the flat front headlights. That's a part out, $400. I almost bought it for you. I almost bought it.
Save your wedding money.
I almost bought it for you. I really wanted to buy it and be like, Brian, look what I got you.
Oh,
Light it on
You'd have to-
fire.
I was about to say, you got to light it on fire for him.
Yeah, if it's
Brian,
not
look,
on
my
fire,
God.
Hard
it's
effective,
not,
not on fire.
if it's not on fire, it's
Listen.
not right.
Best
And-
$400 I ever spent.
and I didn't screenshot it or anything. I can go find it if I need to, but in Shitbox Nation, there is one, same colors,
86,
86.
blue on silver with the red pinstripe.
Yes, but it was converted into a truck because the back half caught on fire.
Nice.
Brian,
So
this
it's a
is
little
why-
CRX truck.
This is why I wish you
The
were
trucklet.
on. This is why I
TRX.
wish you
Yeah,
were
it's a
on
TRX.
Facebook so you could comment and be like, "Not enough fire."
So anyway, so episode 14. This was me and Mike teaming up. Mike brought us Bay Red Slow Irish Red Ale.
Oh,
And
I forgot about that
Oh,
one.
that fucking
This-
beer, bro.
That was good.
I mean, on my list, this didn't quite take over the Red Right Return.
it was good.
Not.
No, it didn't, but
But-
it was good.
Honestly, every red that we've had on the show
Yeah,
has
no,
been fantastic.
We have not had a red on this show
that we
has
didn't
not.
like.
Yeah,
That wasn't just
Yeah.
like
No,
fantastic.
That one
was-
was a good, wholesome, round,
Yep.
robust red,
yeah.
though.
Yeah,
It
that was-
wasn't one of those where you're like, wow, that's something extra that we haven't had. It was one of those that seems familiar in a good way.
It
I
was
don't
just-
mean that in a bad way. It was that seems familiar. I can drink this.
It was a solid.
Yeah.
red. It was a solid
It was
tasting,
solid. It was
solid
good.
drinking.
It was good.
Really.
I think that's what we did on that episode. We all just went, No, that's good.
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
it- it's
was
Don't
solid.
change a thing, man.
yeah.
It's good.
And then
And
this is the other,
this is the
the
ones
other
I
one.
brought.
It was another Dewclaw one, which had just in the last two and a half years, they're the ones that were like pretty much all like in Pennsylvania and above type deal, and they
And it started
just
going-
started coming
And then
down
it turns
here.
out that Mikey had this before, but I didn't know about it.
From
This-
my brother-in-law that
Yeah.
brought it down with me. It
and this was
Dirty
their
Little Freak.
dirty little freak.
That was
I remember
that one.
If you guys are all about Girl Scout cookies, didn't mention my
Taste-
personal favorite.
It tastes just like a Samoan.
It did.
Now, whether you like Samoans as
And
Girl
this is-
Scout cookies or not, that is one that when you sip it, you're like, there's a graham cracker. That's
There's some
caramel.
chocolate.
That's chocolate. There's a slight
And
hint
this,
of
and
coconut.
again, and this is kind of, and this is
And
kind of
I
like,
know
and
you
this
do
is
not like coconut.
This was like the Hawaiian Lion. I don't like coconut, but that was a damn good beer.
That was
And
Yeah,
one
it
of
was.
those. It was just a slight toasted coconut, but it followed it up with just a straight caramel. Then you had a slide of chocolate, and then it finished as it left your mouth. You had, that's a really spiced up graham cracker.
it was almost like coconut s'mores
yes.
in a
Yeah.
beer.
Yep.
In a beer. So yeah.
All right, you're missing out on so much, man.
I know.
Oh,
man.
we had so much.
You're missing out on so
So,
much.
like I told you, you got to email me that list so I can catch up.
Yeah, there's yeah.
My wife's gonna think I'm a raging alcoholic. But we go to when you go here, when you go here, when you go there. Total wine and
So what
spirits,
can we do to
love
wait
it.
time while he's taking care of business?
Well, I'm just waiting for you to get to the goat blocker, the one that I had from Virginia.
Yeah, that was.
That was brutal.
Yep. I'm still not sure what to think about.
I don't know what to think
I
about
don't
that
remember
one.
that one. Hold on.
The goat locker was like
The super foamy one. That
the
just
super carbonated
fizzed out.
one that annihilated
Oh,
your
yeah,
mouth.
yeah,
and
yeah,
It
took
was
the
like a real high.
You're like, oh,
stroke or
it's
something.
so
No, it wasn't
carbonated.
nitro.
It's so
It
fizzy.
was-
It's like
it
a
was
soda.
solid CO2.
You could take it like this and do this,
And it-
and then literally this much beer, and the head would be at the top.
Shit.
It was.
It was
You'd
like
actually
drinking a Coke you shook
You
up.
have to go back and watch the episode to really see our reaction on that one. Because and even now, I still don't know what to think. Because that's what I was doing. I was kind of compiling our list and let's see what our numbers were. That was one I'd actually forgotten to add to our list, and I had the bottle sitting on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" So then I went back to make sure the episode, and I'm like, I still don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, my sister got it for us. They
What
only
was it?
they only have it in Virginia. The goat
The
locker.
goat locker.
Oh, well, that's
Wait, what's it called? Is
Did
it
we
called
get onto that? or
Goat
no?
Locker?
Yeah, it's a veteran company. It's it's a spinoff of the Hurt Locker.
Yeah,
We will
Get
get
there.
to that
Yeah.
because
So
so
anyway,
which one going on now?
episode 15, and trying to remember.
Two
Okay.
hearted ale. It wasn't me.
Okay, I think we had Bell's Brewery, Two Hearted Ale. I think that was me. Swamphead Brewery's Morning
Morning Glow, that
Glow.
was
That
Chris.
had to be Chris.
That was Chris,
That was
which
Chris.
I will say to this point, the swamp head stuff,
Haven't had a bad.
I haven't had a bad one.
They've all been
And-
good.
and-
They're all good.
and
They've all been
every
good.
single, I think every single swamp head one, Chris is the one that has brought it because they're based out of Gainesville, and we don't go to Gainesville because that's where the retarded college is. For sake, woo, woo, woo.
Actually, some of those
but,
people
yeah.
from Retarded Carl saved my life a few years ago, so I kind of got,
Well,
I got a soft
well,
spot there.
thank you, but
A soft
Well,
spot.
say-
And by the way, the hurricanes down south, they're the ones who actually swoop away everyone. So it's all about the U. You can fuck off with that. Anyway,
College football dipshits here.
My dog's
Oh,
at
no,
the University
see-
of Miami collar on.
see, we don't, me and Chris don't fight about that. It's me and Brittany. And the best thing is to tell Chris is old lady, and that she'll get going on something. And like, we'll look at her and be like, "You're so smart for coming from retarded college." We did that last on Monday. We said
didn't
that.
Family Guy make a joke about that
Yeah,
too?
yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to go back to that retarded school, Peter. That's the University of Florida. That's where I come
Yeah,
from.
no,
But still,
nothing
Swamp has turned out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they
no.
haven't done anything bad.
Swamp, I will
Yeah,
say
Swamp
that
Head's been
Swamp
solid.
Head
Even
has-
that one, the Saison du Swamp.
We'll
was
get to
still
that.
Oh,
good.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was still
it
good.
was.
But then
And
the
I have
other
an
one,
extra one. Those
who
in the
brought
fridge.
the Lexington Brewing Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Creamer?
You.
That was me. Okay.
That was you.
Okay, so who did the Bell's Two Hearted Ale? Because I know I didn't bring
That
two.
might
It might have been
him.
me.
I
That
might
been
have
him.
brought the Lexington. That might have
No,
been me.
I know, 'cause it has-
That was Brian. That was Brian because he brought it, and I'm like, I've had that before.
Well, I mean,
And it's
it
decent.
could have been me because I
No,
No, it
you-
was me actually.
you
Yeah,
brought
the
that
two
one.
hearted.
You brought
Yeah.
the Too Hardy because you brought that, and it was one of those.
I
We're like,
honestly-
oh, we're doing a 3 beer episode because
Honestly,
communication didn't go well.
honestly,
that week.
I don't really remember the Two Hearted Ale.
I don't
It was
either.
good.
I was gonna say it must not have been bad because it didn't stand out.
We're saying that one was okay. It was okay.
Episode 15, go back and watch it. See what we
Okay.
thought about it.
Yeah.
Episode 16.
Oh, hey! I will say this beer. This is when Mike found out I'm allergic to something.
And this is
something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this
I
is
don't know what it is, but I cannot have this beer anymore.
this is when I spent the entire fucking day in Shan's emergency room
Yeah,
because they were
because
slammed
we
ass busy.
had the other
You had
Chris.
you had another
We had
Chris.
the other Chris,
Yeah.
who I saw at racetrack yesterday.
He
and all
looked
that.
like a fish out of water. He was
yeah,
not sure what was going on.
Yeah.
He was
What?
like, I don't know what to do.
Like drink beer, talk cars.
So anyway,
yeah.
they did the Spotzel Brewery from Texas. They did their Shiner Bock.
It is a great beer, and it is delicious.
And it
I
made
broke
Mike
out in hives.
and it made Mike look like a tomato.
By the end of the episode, Dan's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like,
Have you looked at yourself?
He's like,
Because
"Are
you're
you
deep red
sure?"
right
And
now.
I'm like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I'm good." Why? He's like, "Because you're a bit red." I'm like, "Oh, well, I just got over a sinus infection. Maybe it's the beers with
Like no, like
antibiotics."
that. Your everything neck all. It's,
My
it's,
friend
it's
Nolan.
red.
My friend Nolan, he lives up in Washington. He's in the Air Force. Every time he drank whiskey, he would do the same thing. He would take a couple shots of
Him.
fucking whiskey, and he would start fucking turning red,
Well,
like
well,
splotchy
see,
red.
If I drink any whiskey, my nose clogs up and my throat starts swelling shut.
See, now
Oh,
the- now-
you're almost going to the full.
And I
anaphylaxis.
asked him what
Yeah.
first time
Yeah.
I ever seen him do that. I asked him. I said, "Dude, are you okay?" And he was like, "He goes, why am I turning red?" And it's like, "Yeah, I like splotchy, dude. I see you're starting to
That
look
was the
like
thing with me.
fucking
I
hell over
looked
here."
like I
And
had
he was
just
like-
got sunburned and then slapped the fuck out of.
And then he's like, "It's fine." He goes, "I just turned red." I said, "Well," I said, "I don't feel like spending fucking New Year's Eve in a fucking emergency room tonight." I said, "Because I'm going to drop you off and continue to go do what I'm doing."
It was literally all throughout the episode after we drank that. Like you
I-
could
I-
see it like
I
every
drank
10
it.
minutes. I was like, "Mike, are you good?"
And I'm like,
Like
"Yeah, no,
you
I'm
can see it in the
fine." Like,
camera. He's just getting all like big splotchy gray spots on him and shit.
and I was like, "No, I'm fine." And then I went into the bathroom to take a piss, and I'm like, "Hey, Sabrina was up in Gainesville at that point. You drove me.
Yeah, I
That was
did.
the thing. You drove me, and I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck." And I remember calling
Is it
Sabrina.
something in the house?
I don't know. I have no idea, but it was one of those. I really thought that night it was because I had just got done with a sinus infection and I had just finished antibiotics. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's something with antibiotics and the beer. Like, even though it's been 2 days since I've done antibiotics, maybe it's something with that.
Well, wait a minute.
The
I was gonna
next
say,
day,
Continue
I
on.
had one left, and I remember bringing it home with me. I was over at Jason Molina's house. I drank that one. 20 minutes later, same redness. And Sabrina's looking at me. She's like, "You are super red." I'm like, "Fuck, it's this beer." And that was a really good beer. Like
It was.
it was one of those. I tasted it. I'm like, this could be a really good everyday beer.
You're
And
gonna
then
have to
I had it.
you know
I'm
what
like,
you should do?
Not every day.
Nope.
Pull an
Nope.
ingredients list and compare it to others. And
Yeah,
find out
and
what
I
that
really-
one
I
thing is.
really
It's got to
do
be
not-
that. It's got to be one thing.
is
that's
something
throwing it
in
off.
there. I don't know, but guys, it wasn't because of
I'm
something
waiting for
with the
Dan to
beer.
get back for the second beer off of this episode.
It was just
Why you doing
something. It was just something with me side of the house by the AC. Don't not on the AC. But it was just something with that. I don't know what, but it was such a good beer. And that is, I've never been allergic to anything. But the thing is, it runs in my family. Being allergic to alcohol, I'm so fucking happy. It's not in me because my grandfather, who was a detective up in Nassau County, up in New York, he did undercover work, undercover detective. He actually was in with the mob and all that stuff to where
Probably
he
shouldn't be
spent-
talking about it then.
he's dead. So we're good. Cases are if you want to go after him, then Sadly, he's
No,
passed.
they're gonna come after your midget ass.
Yeah, sadly, he passed away a long time ago. I'm not saying names, but anyway.
Well,
so,
you are a small target.
Exactly. But it was one of those when you would go to, the mobs had their own bars and all that. You had to go in there and he had a drink. Well, every time he drank, he would break out like not highs, but go flush, bright red, start some of the stuff, and then you'd have to go to the hospital afterwards and get Benadryl shots and all those steroids and all that stuff. My oldest sister has it to where when she has alcohol, she gets that way to where like she'll have like half of a margarita somewhere. Next thing you know, she is hives up
I
in
think
her
your other
arms.
sister's the red tie.
Yeah. Well, she'll get red hives up in her arms. She has to take Benadryl. Like it's not like life threatening, but she gets that. But then my middle sister, once she hit like 13 years old and all that stuff, it was at her 13th birthday. We got her, a public cake and all that stuff. Had red frosting on it and all that. Started eating into it. Next thing you know, we're at emergency room. Finds out she's allergic to the red 40 dye, and that out of
And
nowhere.
most EpiPens have red 40 dye in them.
Out of nowhere. So it's one of those like with her, we gotta watch out. Okay, so it can have the red 12, the red 10, and I think there's red 25. Just not red 40, which red 40 is most of the stuff in blues and the greens and everything like that she can't have. So I am knock on wood.
Early Dan is back.
Happy I don't have
Episode
that.
16 continued. Green Bench Brewing Company Sunshine City IPA.
I don't remember that. The reason why, because I was breaking down hives.
Well, as I said,
I remember us looking at the can and going, "Oh God, it's another IPA."
Yeah.
okay, so
I remember looking at the can going, anybody got crack? Why am I itchy? Why am I itchy?
So I was in the hospital emergency room
You were
waiting all
watching
day.
this live, though.
So I was sponging off of Shan's Wi-Fi and with my iPad here,
This
and
is-
I was watching the episode.
This is also when we're like, Brian, don't die for a third time.
I'm trying to tell him, I was like, it's nothing serious. It's just one of those things. It's part of being me. But anyway,
But still, last time you said that, we were at Silver Springs and we signed you up for a magazine, and you're like, it's nothing serious. Month and a half later, you were in a fucking coma.
oh no, I was coming out of the coma when you signed me up for the magazine. You fuck.
You fuck.
It's nothing bad. Next thing I know, he's in a coma for a fucking month and a half. And we're like, do you want a magazine? I'll sign you up for a magazine. You want that?
I was like, all right.
Happy hospital stay.
Yeah, that was when NPD came out with the Fox Body S25
Yeah.
catalog.
I was so excited about that. So I disturbed you in your hospital slumber on that
You
one.
did.
Sorry
But,
you almost died. Here's a Fox Body catalog.
Worth it, kind of.
It was.
But anyway, so I'm laid up in the hospital, and I watch all three of these guys and the temporary Chris,
Hi,
take their
Chris.
drink of it. I see the look on his face. He's enjoying the shit out of it.
I don't know what the fuck I'm at this point.
I look at the look on his face, and I'm literally in the comments. I'm like, so glad I'm in a hospital right now. And Dan's just looking at the camera, going, "Fuck you."
Yeah, that one wasn't good. It was an IPA.
We love Reds and hate IPAs on this show.
This
This
is
is the
pretty much-
only guy that likes IPAs.
Pretty much.
You sadistic motherfucker.
It's got to be a good IPA for me to enjoy, though.
So that brings us to episode 17, and this was our first beer for us anyway from First Magnitude in Gainesville, and this was
And this was also Brian's first time out of the hospital.
this was literally the show after I was sitting in the hospital.
We're like,
for a day.
hey Brian, can you have a beer? He's like,
hell yeah, I'm like hell yeah, I'm good.
First bag was the one I brought, correct?
Yeah, that was you.
Hello, Mortimer.
around.
Hello, Morty.
Doggo.
Hello, Morty.
Hi, Morty.
Hi, Morty.
That's
Hi, Morty.
That was Brittany's thigh. I am so
Oh,
bad.
yes.
Come on, buddy.
Big fan.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
don't
turn the
go
fan
that
off.
way, buddy.
You can go in front
Hey,
of
Serena,
This
turn
way.
the
No,
fan off.
there's a camera cable hanging down.
Hello.
You're okay. Hey, turn it up.
Just
Sorry, Morty.
Oh,
Oh, it's okay, Morty.
He doesn't like the fan.
No, 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 no.
Don't have
Fred.
that cigarette butts.
Can't have that.
You can't stay on my legs.
Come on, bud.
This way.
boy.
This way, buddy. There you go.
Hey, we said we were live and unscripted. There you go. Doggo problems.
Dog has to pee.
Sorry, the Pints and Pistons pupper came out.
You had to go
One
behind.
Hey, it's not like Lemmy, where Lemmy would have been sticking his head in our beers, going, "Hey, what do we got? Let me have a drink."
Half of us would have been on the floor.
Next thing you know, Peter would have been calling us tomorrow, and
He drank wine.
Oh, did
He
he?
did tip a little bit. He got.
Oh, he's a cultured dog now.
All right, he's good.
oh, he's sophisticated.
His fancy.
So anyway, we had
He's a
the
pinky up guy.
Pinky's up.
so we had the First Magnitude Brewing Company, Wakula Hefeweizen or Hefeweizen,
David
He's
Hasselhoff.
a bison.
He has David
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
and I gotta say that is one of the beers that has
Yes.
made
And then
repeat
last-
appearances
oh,
in my
yeah.
fridge
Yeah,
because
no,
that one was
that beer-
fantastic.
The
Wait, what
flavors.
beer was that? First
That was the Magnitude Wakula Hefeweizen.
Publix has it. Publix
Publix
has it.
Yeah.
Get it. It is $10 for a 6-pack, but it is worth it.
I
It's
believe
so
they're
good.
out of Tampa.
No, they're Gainesville.
No, they're Gainesville.
They're Gainesville.
They're Gainesville.
Yeah,
Gainesville
that's
has
another
one
Gainesville
tomorrow, so-
brewery.
They are. Oh,
Yeah, that's
That,
That-
you can fit that much shit in games.
okay. So you think this is good? Oh,
yeah.
That was one of the-
well, this is awesome.
No,
But it's one
I'd
of
have to
those-
say that's the best Hefeweizen I've ever had.
What? Yeah,
That-
the
yeah,
Wakula
yeah.
one.
Like I said, I mean,
Hey.
literally that one and
Well,
another.
The one that we haven't had on the show, but we've had at Pine Street. The one that we had at Coach's that night.
The mango?
The House
mango
of Blues
one.
Mango
We have
Happy.
not had that on the show, but you had it. You weren't.
I tasted
you
it.
weren't
I was there.
But
Wait, is it a house of something?
It's a
House
House of
of Blues.
Blues Mango
Mango.
Hefeweizen.
Yeah, I've had that before.
That
Okay,
mango
that's
was actually
Oh.
really good.
I don't like mango beers, and that one is
I don't
actually
like mango.
really good.
Period.
it's
Yeah.
one of those. I
Really
will
good.
say this: I love the Wakula one, but that mango one, just that extra citrusy flavor on the backside of it. I'd rather have that mango one. No, I'm
Yeah,
not,
like
sa-
I
I'm
said,
not
and
saying
this is,
it-
and this
it's-
is like only if they were sitting side by side.
Side, yeah.
Which one you're gonna have first?
exactly.
But
Right.
yeah, it was solid good beer. So anyway, so the next one that we had, and this is one that I believe the show has sort of ruined us.
Yes, it has.
This was
Because it was a great beer every time we had it until we did the show.
I never had it prior to this show. It was-
I did.
This
but-
is one that when I saw who the brewer was, I expected so much from it and was completely underwhelmed. And for this brewer was out of character. This was Marker 48's Centralia Lager American Lager.
Oh yeah, that stuff wasn't that,
no,
good.
it wasn't.
It was just. It's
It was
beer.
beer.
It was beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beer.
It
Well,
was.
It had a beer taste to it.
Yeah, and the fact that it was a Marker 48, which their Mermaid's milk stout
Oh, it's
is
amazing.
amazing. The
Oh,
Red
boy,
Right
it's
Return
not
is
good, boy.
Oh,
fantastic.
at Market 48, you're
You'll
always
say,
looking
I
for that different taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you're
You're
like
expecting something special from
Yeah,
it.
not like
Exactly.
the mainstream taste of certain beer.
It is
Yeah.
one of those where that Citronella Lager, I would rather have a course banquet.
Right.
I'd rather have a course banquet.
Yeah.
No, you can't eat.
But basically, my only real observation is like, well, it's a beer and it'll make
It
piss.
was good.
It'll make you piss.
It
in
wasn't bad.
It wasn't offensive.
As
It
the,
wasn't
just-
bad. It just wasn't anything special.
Exactly.
as the Rocky Horror Picture Show states it, as Magenta's looking at Rocky, she goes,
Yeah. We can do this.
"It's okay." As Dr. Frankenfooter is going, "It's okay. I didn't make it for you." That's how I feel about that beer. Marker 48 was like, "It's okay. I didn't make it for you." And we're like, it's okay.
It's okay.
We're magenta on that. We're like, it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That was it.
No, Columbia. Sorry, Marky Orbit fans.
I think I brought both of those, didn't I?
Yeah, that
You
was
did.
that was a Chris doubleheader.
Yeah. I brought both of those because I found two different beers I really wanted to try. And I was like, I'm bringing both beers.
Well, you were at Marker 48, and you were like,
Exactly.
they've canned this one, I'm bringing it.
Yeah. So, and the next one, Chris brought the first one in episode 18. That was the Coppertail Night Swim Porter.
No, this was me. Night
You
Swim
bought
Porter
that
was
one?
me, and
I really thought Chris brought that one.
okay, because this was episode 18 was Coppertail's Night Swim Porter
And then the Three Daughters
and the
Beach
Three Daughters
Blonde Ale.
Beach Blonde Ale.
You bought the Beach Blonde Ale.
Yes.
He brought the Beach Blonde
Okay.
Ale. And that one was, as a blonde ale goes,
It was on point.
That was on point. That was the quintessential. I'm sitting on a beach.
I've got a blonde nail.
The sun is going down.
I do.
It is a good 83 degrees. The humidity has started to come down. I got bug spray on, so the no-see-ums aren't eating me. It's a good day.
I'm sitting in my lawn chair drinking beer.
I am sitting at Kings Bay, looking at the boats rolling into the dock. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide rolling.
Right.
Otis
What?
Redding, you ain't.
Exactly.
Pretty sure he was talking.
Exactly. At that point, you are listening to that song, watching the pontoon boats come in. You are
I've got
at
a good blonde.
Crackers.
I got a good
You are
blonde.
at
but
Crackers,
Having a beer at the tiki bar.
having a beer at the tiki bar while eating
Yep.
gator. And that's the beer you are
But
having.
the Coppertail,
Yes.
the Coppertail Night Swim Porter. It wasn't.
It was good.
It didn't hit me the way that the Einstock,
It wasn't
or the Hawaiian
great.
Lion, or the
It wasn't a
Left
toasted porter, so it didn't have that extra little
Extra-
toasty
yeah.
kick to it.
It was
Yeah.
so good though.
solid beer.
It was
I mean,
solid.
definitely a solid beer.
solid
Definitely something you could throw that down with a. You could throw that down with a good ribeye,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
grilled ribeye.
When
and
we
some
say
mashed
it was
potatoes and some
good,
ground gravy.
guys, it was good. It's a beer to try, but it's not one of those where we're
Yeah,
like,
it didn't wow us like the other porters did,
But it was
the
still
other
good.
porters had so much going on. It was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is something that's really different.
if you have an
And
opportunity,
this one was
to try
basically
it,
kind of dialed
try
it. This one dialed it back 20%.
Right.
Yeah. If you have an opportunity to try it, definitely try it.
Yeah, you
It's
won't
a
be
good beer to try.
you won't be disappointed by it.
I hear what she said.
Weird flex, but okay, man, you be you.
Grouse.
So then,
So, hey, before we go into the next one, Will,
Yo,
is this what Pints and Pistons is like watching it from TV?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, this would be me sitting on the front porch right now.
Yeah,
Here, back
exactly.
porch, drinking beer,
and
Watching
and
Yeah.
watching you guys talk about beer and cars and everything else. So,
and that's-
I mean,
That is since day
That's what
one.
we do.
Since day one, when
Yeah.
I was like, since Sabrina was like, you and Brian have to do a YouTube show, and I looked at Brian and was like, let's do it. And I'm like, hold on.
And honestly,
we-
I'm thinking like, wait a minute, will anybody actually listen to a midget
Like,
one-legged guy?
I'm like,
Really?
that's why I was like, we need more people. And that's when I remember hitting up Dan going, Dan, like, he's like, who else would we do for
And we're
this?
like, wait a minute.
And I remember going, Dan, what do you think about this idea? And Dan's like, that's awesome. And we're like, okay, so we got 3 in. And I remember us 3 going, okay, we should probably do a 4th just for.
And you scored
Thing.
short bearded Urban.
And I was
Right,
like,
yeah, Aaron Kaufman Jr.
we're all sitting, and I remember us just like texting back and forth going, who? And within 30 minutes, I was
It's
like,
like, wait a minute, don't you work with Chris?
hold on. I forgot about this motherfucker. And that's when I was like, Chris.
And that's when you spawned Aaron Kaufman,
Junior.
Bald Jesus, Short Jesus,
Jesus.
and One-Legged
Midget
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, Midget Jesus and One-Legged Jesus.
Okay,
The
guys.
three
Okay.
Jesuses and the apostle.
Now you got Hillbilly
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay,
I'm gonna
here's-
call you're going with Hillbilly Jesus.
I'll take it.
Okay.
That works.
But
Midget Jesus. There is a story behind Midget Jesus.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
yes,
okay, sorry guys, we were going off on a tangent on this one.
This is again this typical Friday night.
I gave it that heart attack. Almost
Okay,
gave it that heart
So
attack.
our friend Brian Two Legs got us tickets, VIP tickets for Mobile One to go to Sebring last year,
Best day at work ever.
and
We did that. We
And
did that. As soon as we left, we're like,
so-
best day at work ever.
And so he had an extra ticket. And he gave it to one of his really good customers, a guy named John. And
Really
John,
cool guy.
we had
really
never,
cool.
the two of us had
No,
never met the
never
guy
met him.
before, but he's super cool dude.
Super cool, awesome, amazing. We
And then
talked
we
with
were-
him for hours. Great
then
guy. Great
we,
guy.
we told him about Halloween with a one-legged guy, the umbrella car, and Midget Jesus dry humping the stop sign.
And then I showed him a picture.
For the rest of the day,
And this was at 9 o'clock in the morning, before racing even fucking
before the green
started.
flag dropped. So for the rest of the day, we would be out at the midway, and John
On
would
the
walk.
tram. We would be on the tram, and he'd be in line getting a burger. He'd see us and go, fucking midget
and
Jesus.
start laughing. We were walking around the midway and past him, and John would just look at us and go, "Fucking midget Jesus!"
He
Start shaking his
started
head and
bawling,
laughing.
laughing.
Sitting in the Mobile One booth watching the race. All of a sudden, just out of the blue, you'd hear,
We're
"Fucking
eating-
midget Jesus."
We're eating dinner. We're sitting next to him. He's eating dinner. He looks over at me, takes a bite of his wonderful prime rib that was cooked fucking greatly. Looks over at us and starts fucking laughing. He's like, fucking midget Jesus. And starts dying laughing.
So then a couple months later, the guy has a heart attack and two
And,
legs
and
was trying to
I
get.
felt bad for the guy.
Super cool dude.
I'm happy he got better.
Yes, he did get
got
better. He's
Moral of
alive.
the story, he did get better. Great, because
But then Two Legs was
God.
trying to get him to dress up as midget Jesus and go visit in the hospital.
I'm
It's
like, I don't want to
it's
kill
like,
him.
no, 'cause
I
we're
don't
gonna
want to
kill
kill
the
him. But it was one of those. So okay, I gotta go on slight tangents on again going to
Before
Sebring.
we finish our beers, even though someone already has,
Dan.
Hold on.
There we go. It's pretend.
Warren Morris, can we salute to the death of Camaro?
Oh, salute
yeah,
to
it's
the.
coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up next. Coming
We're
up next.
coming
Coming
up
up next.
on
Coming up
I know,
next.
but I just
Yeah,
wanted to salute before we get to the.
All right,
Yeah.
Death
we're
of
almost
the
to the,
Chevy
Camaro.
we're
So-
almost to the end of the beer
So,
list.
Sebring. It was one of those where it was the best experience of my life I ever had. Thank you, Two Legs, for ever having that happen. Like it was just one of those where he was like, "Do you want to go to Sebring?" I'm like, "This is fucking Pope shit in his hat. Of course I fucking want to go." Like, and then Brian went, and it was just one of those. I spent the day with Two Legs and One Legs, and
Three
we're
Legs of Brian.
and we just kept on looking at each other, and no matter what was happening, like I kept on going. In my entire life, I've always wanted to go to Sebring, whether it was for one of these races or not. I'm at Sebring. I'm at Sebring for 12 hours of Sebring. I'm at Sebring for 12 hours of reading, 12 hours of Sebring.
As a Mobile One VIP.
At Mobile One VIP with two of my best friends. I don't have to sit out in the grandstands. I got an actual air conditioning building with my own fucking toilet where they're feeding me
And
breakfast.
free beer.
Free beer. As many beers as you want. Free fucking beers. They had Coors
I
Banquet.
would
I drank
die.
a shit
Dude.
ton of Coors Banquet.
Dude, it was amazing.
Free
I would die.
breakfast. Free lunch. Free snacks. Free dinner. I'm sitting there.
And free beer.
I'm watching that. We're right above the porch paddock. I'm watching all that shit. And it's just like,
We
Like,
we had a short
there was a
interlude.
Delica's wagon. And I'm just,
On the
oh.
way down there, we had a short interlude in Mexico where we were side by side racing Two Legs truck next to a V70R wagon.
It was just one of
We
those where-
saw old dude in a V2 wagon that was cammed all out, going potato on welds and drags.
They left
15s
me-
in the back.
They tried to leave me at 1 o'clock in the morning at a racetrack fucking gas station while they're backing out of the parking spot because I had to go take a piss.
Yeah, we
It
didn't do
was
that.
one of the best 24 hours in my life I have ever had. That
It was
moment
amazing.
was just walking down actually being able to walk down the pit road
Oh
paddock
man,
and see all the
seriously,
things and
doing
just
the,
like,
doing the pit walk
oh,
while they were doing driver introductions and being able to speak
look,
right there next to the
there
race
with
cars
the
and
cars.
seeing all these cars
And then
in
the whole
person.
pit crew, and then you're looking at how they take the center lugs off the cars. And we're at the porch paddock, which is right above our Mobile One suite, and we're looking at it, we're taking pictures of the gun, and the guy's like, "You want to see how it works?" We're like, "Fuck yeah, we want to
Fuck
see how
yeah, I
it
wanna
works."
see how
and
it
he's
works.
like, "No, you seriously, you just put it on the thing." He's like, "Woo, woo, woo," and he's like, "That's all you gotta do." He's like, "It seriously, it grabs it with his teeth, pulls it off, you shake it, it drops it to the ground, you put the new one on by pressing it to the ground and push it in. That's it." And
But
we're
I
like,
mean, but it was also I mean,
everything. It was an overload. It was an absolute
But I mean,
automotive
we
overload.
were walking around on the track and we took the tram ride back around on the other side of the bridge. So we were out in the midway area. And we were also walking around where there's like a huge Corvette paddock, and then on the other side, on
Which
the
had
outside,
rare Corvette, like
really rare stuff.
Really rare.
But there were
shit.
so many of them you couldn't see them all. So then we walked on the other side of the road, which was on the outside
And that's
of
where the
certain 17
horse paddock
and 17
was.
and 17A and B, where the bumps are, coming onto the bridge and onto the front straight where start finish is. On that side of it, there was the Porsche paddock. This was like the Porsche Club people.
Oh,
We're walking around
Oh.
and we see this car. It was
it was sitting off in the corner, like not even
Just sort- it
like
was
in
just
the
sort-
middle. It was in the
just off
corner.
with other cars.
No one was paying attention to it. It was right next to a
Kind of beat,
993.
it was kind of beat
and
up
just-
looking. It was the only factory built, factory raced 356A Carrera Coupe race car.
Original paint, original
God
patina,
knows.
original motor, original transmission.
This was a
and
this
the
was,
guy was just like, "Hey, you want to look at this?" And we're
this
like,
was a 6-figure car.
"Ah!"
This was a 6-figure car that we were looking at. This was a Provenance race history car. It was the only factory built A Carrera coupe that they made, and here it was. It was a factory works car.
Mike had a
And
boner.
here it was.
Mike had a boner.
Across the way from us. So we're looking at that, and then when we turn, so our back is to the track. Across the way is a bright orange, perfectly restored 934 RSR.
And as we're leaving the Porsche paddock and we walk across the road and we turn around, what was that, a 510?
We'd gone across to the paddock and we'd kind of gone.
Yeah, because we went to the Ford. We went to the
Ford booth, and then we went checking out stuff along the midway.
I did
got
Ford on the
T-shirts.
simulators. I dominated everybody.
And then we were getting ready to walk over towards another section of the track to get some video and some pictures. Just as we turn around and walking back, and it was too far away to get a picture of it, I see silver. I'm like,
Dawson?
It's an IMSA Bluebird. It was a Bluebird 510 sedan, 2-door sedan.
1982.
No, this was like a 70s. 70s Bluebird 510.
Don't ask me.
With the full wide body square IMSA kit.
body.
Deep dish BBSs. This thing looked amazing, and it just sort of just rumbled by, and it was like
It was going by going. It was going by going.
yes, it was amazing.
And 5 minutes later, we saw the Delica wagon
Delica van,
and 3 shades of brown, side doors open,
swivel seats.
swivel seats pointing out, full safari rack across the top. We're on the tram, and we go, Delica! And the guy driving goes, and everybody in the car's like, they know what it is! They know what it is!
Really quick, before we get back on the beer list, did you spot the Toyota that I spotted the other day, the truck? I think you were behind me. You might not. You might have turned the other way. In traffic, right as I was leaving work, I saw an early 70s Toyota King Cab.
Ooh!
That was still being used as a truck.
Yes!
It was
I
green.
must have missed this.
It was green. It was beat to shit. He had a shitload of stuff piled up in the back of it, and it was a manual. It was missing the passenger side window or the passenger side mirror. And
Actually, those trucks didn't come with a passenger side mirror.
oh, maybe it wasn't missing that.
Yeah,
wasn't
Dude,
missing.
it
They
was
didn't
beat up
come with
though. It was dented up, and he had a bunch of stuff in the back. And he had passed me in traffic cruising like it was. I think this came with a 20R.
Yeah, 20R.
It sounded just like a 20R,
Yeah.
and he buzzed around me going
Yeah.
in traffic, and it was all beat
Well, if
up.
it was an early to mid 70s truck, then it was solidly a Hilux.
Yeah.
Because the last time they quit using the Hilux name in the U.S. after 77.
This one looked like an old King Cab.
Well,
it
don't
was
fall
lower to the
asleep.
ground and everything. It looked like it was on like a car
no,
frame.
the first extended cabs were like 84.
Yeah.
Okay, this was like it looked like a 70s. And
No,
it
the first extended cab
it-
Toyotas were 84.
Huh. It might have been it said Toyota.
Yeah,
It
they
might
were
have
80,
been,
yeah, but
it
it
might
was
have been
84.
early 80s. It was
Well,
awesome though.
At that point, it might have been a 22R.
Yeah, it
could have
was a
been,
22R.
but the guy had an
22R.
antique plate on it, and he was using it
Right,
like a
yeah.
truck.
Well, hey,
84
the
is-
thing, yeah.
it was
well,
awesome,
86 at this point. I think 88 is was 30-year rule, so 89 at this point.
Yeah, if
89.
I still had my Fox body, I could put a blue plate on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude was
That's
using
how
it like a
it
truck. Like, it was beautiful.
2016 is when I got the blue plate on the 86, and I did that on purpose because everybody's like, "Why do you want an ugly blue plate?" I'm like, that fucking car earned it.
Yeah, it did.
It earned it. And it does smoky burnout still with a posse. Sometimes.
Get back on the beers. We're almost 2 hours in.
Sorry, no.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
We're going really long tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Wait, what's our record? Are we
Well-
like an hour 50? Is that our record?
No, we used to do 2 hour runs, but we started at 7 at that time. So
No one watches us anyway. So
we
we're good.
yeah.
John watches us on Sundays when we have our Mondays.
Yeah, but our views are down, so it's good. I don't care. So we're
It's
good.
fine.
We got 2 people watching right now.
One of them
I'm
saying
there.
Oh.
But so anyway, so our next one was episode 19, and that was the Rogue Hazelnut Brown Nectar. That was you, I
Yeah.
believe. Fantastic. And I brought us the Funky Boot of Florida Hefeweizen.
Now, I remember the hazelnut nectar. I remember it being good, but
Not great.
Not
Yeah, not
great.
great.
It was good,
The
but thick.
hazelnut was a little much after a while. Like
Yeah.
the first few sips were like, "Hey, that's interesting."
I'll have one
And
of
then-
those.
And then after a while, the hazelnut got to be a little overwhelming.
So I gotta say, and we'll taste this. It might be one of our next beers. The Funky Buddha Vibing. Well, Vibing.
Yeah, you sent me the
which
picture
is,
of that.
Which is
Yeah,
a
it's actually
golden
pretty good.
ale. Oh, that
It
is
was
a
actually pretty
solid
good.
drinking beer. It is good. It is. It's not great, but it's
Yeah,
good.
so much like the Wakula Hefeweizen, the Funky Buddha has been. I actually have one of each in my fridge right now. I've got a Wakula and I've got a Funky Buddha Hefeweizen in the fridge right now. Those are, but they're both the same style, but they're notably different. Where the Wakula is like this, it's much more heavy hit on the low side of it. The Funky Buddha is, I don't know, it's a little more fun. It's more kind of like the banana. And off in that direction. But still, I mean, both of them are solid beers, and like I said, they both made repeat appearances in my refrigerator. So,
and then next episode, that was our 20th episode. That was when we did it here. I wore my fancy shirt, my fancy button down with the flamingos on
Mike
it.
inside here.
and Mike
that
found
is-
the beer that I had been hunting for a couple of years after first seeing it down
Mike
south.
did good.
Mike did real good.
So-
he found the sacred brew of my people.
Yeah,
Peg leg.
so
Peg leg ale.
we had the first one was it is Heavy Seas Peg Leg Imperial Stout.
Imperial Stout.
If
I
you
love
guys
Imperial.
find that, it is good.
It's expensive.
It's 9%, but it's one of those where
Damn
the
good.
alcohol doesn't hit you. It's good.
Damn good.
And it's
Like I
Peg
said,
Leg.
I was so happy that beer was good because I've been hunting for it for so long. But what happened was we had gone down to Ford's Garage in Wesley Chapel, and we went to a Total Beer and Wine
that's where I
afterwards.
finally found the negative beer right when it came out.
And sitting on a shelf, and this is way before we ever thought about doing this
This
sort
was
of thing.
3.5 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sitting on a shelf right next to one another was Peg Leg and Dwarf Invasion.
We cried in the store.
What an epic fucking combination.
We seriously
Dwarf
we
Invasion.
spent 5 minutes crying at
And the
that
thing
shit.
is, once we started doing this, it was like, we've got to find that. I really wanted our kind of like our April Fool's episode to have those two beers.
Right.
We couldn't find the Peg Leg. And when I
then
started looking
Dwarf
up, trying to
Invasion
find
stopped.
Dwarf Invasion, I found out that was a one-shot only deal. They did it one time, and they're never doing it again.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I thought that if we
I'm
had done
gonna try
April,
to find it. I'm
If we had done
I'm gonna hook up every. Beer
I think
thing
if we had actually pulled off Peg Leg and Dwarf Invasion on April Fools, we'd have been done.
Yeah,
That would have been it. We'd have been
Like,
done.
we would have to stop doing the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's no way we could top that. There was
So-
no way we would have been able to top that.
that day we did the Peg Leg, and then also we did Brew Hub's Divers Down.
This is one that I
Which
found.
was one- yeah,
And this was also
That was
an
also
8%.
another
This was an 8%.
but I gotta say that was another red.
That one actually
Ale.
ended up being at the top of my red list.
That was amazing.
That one by far is, even though the percentage of it, that is the
Yeah,
best
and
red
that
I have
one-
ever had.
Yeah, and that one ended up making a repeat appearance in my
Yeah.
fridge, but then I haven't seen that one for the last couple of weeks probably either.
No, that one that's my favorite red ever.
Personally, that's not my favorite red because of the 8%. It's so heavy, so filling, that it's not something I want to drink all the time. Don't get me wrong, it's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
It's an amazing beer.
Like I
but
said-
I want one of those, and then I'm done.
But that's honestly, that's me with most beers. Like when I'm at my house, I'll have a beer with my dinner, and it's usually something interesting to go along with whatever it is I'm having for my dinner.
Well, and that's the thing with me. It's one of those. That's the reason why I get Natty Light. Like people can make fun of that as much as they want.
Cheap,
But it's
light,
one of
drink a
those
lot of it.
when I want quantity over quality, I get Natty Light. I can get a 15-pack for $7 at most places and that. But when I want
It'll get the
shit,
job done.
like the rod bender and all
Yeah,
that.
but-
Sabrina found out for $9.
but-
and that, and
Natty Light also has Natter Days.
oh, Natty. I
The
know.
most unsuspecting good beer.
Okay, okay. Next episode, I know we've all
And
had.
but we need to do a Natter Days episode.
That's what I'm saying. I know we've all had Natter Days. We're bringing Natter Days in the next episode because,
enough.
guys, that beer is one
Well,
of the
and
best beers
I also
ever.
haven't
I wanna
drank
be
Natter
there
Days
for
in the
that.
glass.
Oh, here's the thing. I turned Heckman on to Natter Days, and he's definitely had.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no, he sent me to the liquor store for a 20-pack
24
of
pack.
Natter Days.
Yeah. He walked out with a 24-pack under his arm and went. Yeah. So, and then after that, we did,
We did the Daughters Brewing Rod Bender Red Ale.
that's Rod
That's what
Bender.
that was
And
good.
it was good, but it was not as good as the
Yeah, it
Diver
doesn't
Down.
make my top three. My
Yeah.
top three right now is the
Diver Down.
Diver Down, Robonaut Red, and the Marker and the Red
48,
Return.
yeah, Red Return.
That's
that-
my top three.
And I agree with that because that number 2, the Robonaut one, was just that one just blew
See, the
my.
Rolling Dirty's on my top 3.
Well, see,
That Rolling Dirty was fucking good.
But the thing is, I mean, where we're kind of ranking these things, they're so close
Right.
together. It's like
okay, no, I agree with Chris. It's one of those.
I give it to the Marker 48 because a lot of places around here they do have it on draft.
Yeah.
So you can get it easily.
But on that point, I would mark Red Return as number 4 compared to Riding Dirty.
That's a
Yeah,
because
that's
it's the
that-
Robonaut Red,
Dirty.
Rolling Dirty, and
then
Diver Down.
Yeah, I
See,
agree.
no,
Now, see, Diver Down's still
Well,
on the top
I
five,
put
Robonaut
Diver
Red.
Down above
Yeah,
Rolling Dirty,
I-
but Rolling Dirty is still definitely top 3. That shit was
Even though with the alcohol content, I gotta say, Rolling Dirty was a solid second beer for me.
it was amazing.
But yeah, it was. I mean, really, any of those reds that we've tried, you can't go wrong with.
No,
Right.
I can't.
Every red we've had on this show has been
Has
a
been
good
awesome.
beer.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with it. And every
But
single one.
until someone brings Red Dog.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen,
Oh,
Hefeweizen.
we'll have to do that one.
Huh?
We'll have to do that.
What one was that?
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Okay,
That-
what's
that
that?
is the OG of fucking red beers right there. Is fucking Red Dog.
Who makes it?
We'll have to look it up and find it for sure.
So Red Dog is a fucking OG of fucking red fucking beers. They've been
Alright,
around
what's
since,
that there?
they've been
Hold
around
on,
since
hold on.
like the late 90s, man.
Well,
Wait a minute.
We'll,
Was that the same people that were doing like the Ice House?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
we'll have to hit on
essentially that's
that.
Anheuser Busch, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're almost done with the beer list, and then we can
Almost
do our
done. Yeah,
break.
yeah, almost done.
So anyway,
Almost
so
done.
next is we had the Samuel Adams Summer Ale, and that was a crisp beer.
Yep.
And
It was
Good.
okay. It was a beer.
Good.
Son of a bitch, it was a
Beer.
good beer.
It was a
Yeah.
that was just a good hot weather
beer.
summer drinking beer.
Way better than the 76. Whatever you guys do, don't do the 76. It's
I've been
bad.
saying to try the 76.
I like
And
the
then
76.
also on episode
It's not
21, and this is one that we were talking about earlier, but this was the episode that showed up, and this is the one that your sister or sister-in-law,
Yeah, that was my sister. Yeah.
okay, got from Virginia. And this is Young Veterans Brewing Goat Locker Stout. I can't really say what I'm thinking of the flavor profile of that beer.
It was so angry.
No, it's because it was so much CO2,
Fizzy, yeah.
so fizzy and so carbonated, it wouldn't sit on your palate long
It-
enough to
it-
taste
it-
what was going
It
on.
foamed up when you got
Yeah,
it in
as
your mouth.
Yeah.
if you guys watch that episode, that was episode 21. As soon as it hits your mouth,
Instant.
so imagine a hot soda
Do
sitting
you
outside.
guys
all day.
remember Pop Rocks?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
Do
was
you
like-
guys do you guys remember Pop Rocks and Coke?
yeah.
yeah, that's what it was like.
Bingo.
And like you put a sip
Yeah.
and you're like,
As soon as it hit, as soon as that tiny little sip hit your mouth, instant foam, instant foam.
That shit was foaming up out of the bottle as it was pouring, and literally this much in a glass. You'd give it a shake, and
Yeah,
so I mean, it might have been a fantastic flavor profile.
it could have been. It was high alcohol content too. It was like 11% or something.
but you
like
couldn't.
that.
It wouldn't sit on your tongue long enough to really tell what was going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
So like I said, I don't really.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it was so aggressive.
I don't know what to do with that one. It was interesting. It was different.
It was, but
But I
like
don't know what to do
you
with it.
couldn't hit the taste long enough.
Yeah,
Before
it
it
was
would foam up and fizz in your mouth, and you're being attacked. Your taste buds are just being battled by axes just eating on you.
Yeah, I was like, I still don't really know what to think of that one.
I'm not sure.
And then, so moving on, episode 22. And this was one that it wasn't offensive. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I was digging on. And this was the Iron Maiden Trooper Light Brigade.
Yeah, agreed. Like that one, it got better as I got through it, but even still, it tasted like I can't like pinpoint it to something, but
It was a very dry beer.
it was very dry and generic. But like dry to the sense, like as you say, like you take a sip and you felt like you were thirsty.
On the plus side of it, though, I mean, I do give those guys credit because, like, much of like a lot of what we do over here for veterans and troops and appreciation and raising money.
Yeah, we were talking about they did that for the
Light Brigade. That's what they did, but that's an English beer, so they did that for English troops and British veterans and that sort of thing. And part of their proceeds went to those kinds of charities. So good for them.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
definitely.
like I said, they definitely got their heads and hearts in the right places on that. So regardless of what you really think of the beer, you got to give the guys massive props for going that direction.
Oh,
So,
most certainly.
good for them.
Is that the same one?
And then that brings us to
We did the Brew Bus Rolling Dirty Irish Red that
Yes,
Chris was just
like
talking
it.
about,
It
and
is good.
which, again, what a fantastic red.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said,
It's another fantastic red and a pool of fantastic reds. Reds are always
so like I
awesome.
said, you know, when we're sitting here, we're kind of ranking these reds. I mean, our lists are a little bit different from one another, but
It was so good.
how much we like
Yeah,
each of these
the
reds
the
is so
reds
close
are
together.
just- yeah.
If someone was to come out right now and drop any of them on the table in front of us,
Oh, we'd
Drink
be
all
down.
of them.
We'd be down.
hell yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing I liked about the Rolling Dirty, the alcohol content's a little lighter. The
Yeah.
beer is a little bit lighter in
Yeah.
general.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
a little more of a, I can drink 2 or 3 of these,
Yep.
But
and
it
that's
tasted,
why I prefer it.
but it
Yeah.
tasted so damn
But
good.
it's a damn delicious beer.
And not gonna lie, the art on the can
Was awesome.
is badass.
Yeah. And then
the Swamp Head Saison du Swamp.
Oh, that stuff
And
was so
I have
great.
another bottle of that at the house.
Now that's
too.
something you can only, it's a special
It's a
seasonal
seasonal,
brew from,
also from
Swamp
Gainesville,
Head.
which is
You
Gainesville.
have to actually go to Gainesville to get it.
no, they have it at ABC. We've gotten it at ABC twice.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Crystal
the girls,
River.
yeah,
Crystal River.
the girls went to get it. and
Now
that's
this
where I
is
got
something
mine.
you buy in a special big bottle. It's not something you can get a 6-pack of.
That's bigger than a pint. What is that? What size bottle is that?
It's like half a pint. and
That's
half.
like a liter
Yeah,
or
I think it's
so.
a
A
liter.
li- it's a liter of cola.
Yeah, it's a liter
Liter
of
of cola.
cola.
Liter of cola.
But it's
I bet
one of
these guys are
those.
liter of cola. Shenanigans?
It's a special
Liter of
seasonal
shenanigans.
brew they put out, and it's made with this French hops.
Yep.
That's suited to the high humidity, high heat area that
Yeah.
is
We're
North
in.
Central Florida.
And
Like they
Gross.
grow this in Florida, and they brew it here in Florida.
And it came
And
And they
it's
use,
amazing,
and they
bro.
use the
It's
same
really
spring
good.
and they use the same spring water system that goes into the Wakula Hiku visa.
Yep.
Right.
correct. Yeah,
And
and it
so-
came out as a very, very good.
Good. Yeah.
Not something
Yeah.
I was really able to dissect. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Oh, there was, but
It was
But-
solid.
but-
overall,
Solid
very
drinking
solid
beer.
food
Like,
taste.
So I'm
hey,
still trying to
this
figure.
is special, and
I'm still
enjoying
trying to
this.
figure out a food pairing for that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but
Something fancy. That goes with like a fancy, like 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
dinner.
You know what that
Yeah.
could go good with? That could go with either a good small stuffed chicken or a pheasant.
Lamb.
Yeah.
I was
That
gonna
could
say
go really
lamb.
good with
If
lamb.
that goes
Lamb.
to the good
Lamb.
Yeah, that could go with
And
lamb.
no, an actual,
seafood,
an actual.
In the sense
Oh,
of
that
like
could go good with
sea bass or something
like
like
bass or
that.
giant
cod.
sea
And
bass.
Fancy.
well, no,
Hey,
I will go.
Giant
With,
sea bass, or sea bass and giant sea scallops.
I will.
Yeah,
I will
that's
go.
actually
like
good.
that.
I will
I'm
go with
more
Will
of a
on
base scallop
this.
guy myself because they're small, and those are so small that you can taste the brackish water. in those.
So no,
And I
I will
think-
go with Will on this one. You do an actual shepherd's pie or an actual full lamb cook on that.
Oh, definitely.
That would go
That could go
perfectly.
excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Because the French and me,
Yeah, leg of lamb.
it was one of those where growing up, I had a shit ton of actual livers
Dude.
and onions, and that
Dude,
that
you
shit
have-
with
dude,
livers and onions would go
Okay.
perfect with.
liver and onions are nasty. Anyone who eats the one organ of the animal that is responsible for filtering out all the nasty shit from their blood is an idiot. 2, you're not French, you're French Canadian, and French Canadians are kind of assholes.
I know we are.
Fucking
So-
asshole.
French,
Terrence and Phillips
French
kind of
Canadians
shit
are
going on over here.
French Canadians are the Kmart version of French.
Why do you think my mouth opens up so wide?
Hey, Philip.
Well, anyway, we're almost done with the beer
No,
list.
No,
We are
No,
done.
that's
with
it.
I
the-
would like to say I
That-
apologize
that
for
ultimately
this, guys.
that leaves us up to this episode, which is the Boulevard Rye and Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Good, we skipped one
Alright.
here that I brought that was horrible and I felt so bad about.
So before
Which
we
one
jump
was
into
that?
the Bring a Trailer, we do want to talk
No,
about
we
the
already talked about
Camaro
that when we
really
were out
quick.
there.
Yeah, the Camaro.
We want to talk about the Camaro real quick because, as Will mentioned earlier, the rumors are abound that the Camaro
Was it
is being
2023 or 2024?
2022.
Yeah,
22?
this
2022,
generation of
GM is
Camaro is
killing
the end.
And-
Supposedly.
Again,
As far as the
Gen.
rumors are concerned.
well,
And what I have to say
Right.
about that as a Ford fanboy, now we're being back to being Ford fanboys. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Okay, and as being a Chevy fanboy, fucking thank you for finally canceling that piece of shit. Okay, I love the drivetrain. I hate the car. Thank you for finally
You know, and
putting an end
We've
to it.
spoken about the Camaro
Hold on,
before,
hold on,
and
hold on.
I
Thing
put
is-
my 2 cents in. So
Hey,
I'll
Recognize
reiterate.
well, recognize well, recognize well.
As a
spit it out.
avid Camaro lover, I love the Camaro. My mom gave me her '86. Gave it to me. Piece of shit car, 2.8 V6, the worst fucking motor GM ever produced. Gave me that fucking car, right? Did a bunch of motor work on it. 2.8's gone. Bye bye. We dropped the 305 with 350 heads on it in that car. We cooked the rear end the same night.
Yeah.
After we got it running. You know, watching Camaro progress, and I've had a '97 Z28, which I miss immensely. It was a beautiful fucking car. And,
Talk louder.
huh?
Talk louder.
Speak up, monkey.
That anyway.
Okay, take that and I'll back 20%. You're good.
Anyway, what disappoints me the most is I honestly believe this is a marketing ploy by GM.
Yeah.
They're killing the Camaro, bringing the Vet, let the Vet have its fucking glory for a little while. They're going to bring the Camaro back. I guarantee you by 2024, 2025, we will see the Camaro come back.
If they bring it back and completely redesign the
Oh,
car
yeah, it'll be
to make it
completely redone.
a driver-centric and driver-friendly car, all the
Fuck
power
yeah.
to them.
Oh, definitely.
But the Camaro, as it exists
Right
today,
now, is a piece of shit.
It's one of those sitting in the driver's seat going, I can't see shit.
it's
Okay,
a car
hey,
that was designed by
me-
Kennedy.
Me and my friend Tessa, when they had the Jacksonville Auto Show, we tested, or she test drove, because I drank beer at the auto show, and she test drove
Is there anything
the,
better to do in an auto show?
well, they had the Chevy Experience where you got to test drive a bunch of Chevys and shit, and they had the SS out there.
Was that bearded asshole from the commercials there?
No, he wasn't. I wish he
Then
was.
it wasn't the true Chevy experience.
But anyway, they had,
That's a wonderful car, that Jack.
I wish they did. I wish Mark would have came out. This car sucks. But anyway, they had
Mark.
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 M-A-H-K.
Or Mark. He's from fucking he's from
Massachusetts.
he's from Cape Cod and all that.
Massachusetts.
And when we get him
Massachusetts.
going on that
Mark.
shit, oh man, dude, it's one of those you look at him like Mark.
But no, you know, I'm on the same boat as you though. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah.
probably going to actually do the same thing. And actually, if you really think about it and sit back, it's actually a really brilliant marketing strategy. And
It is.
it actually is
It
really
absolutely
good.
is.
And coming from somebody that I just rode in a brand, well, not brand new, what was that? No. It was like a 16 or 17 ZL1 like 2 weeks ago.
6th gen.
16.
I asked, like, do you daily this? And he said, fuck no. And he's like, I cannot daily this to save my life. The blind spots are terrible.
I mean,
He's
now,
like,
we do
it
know
was
a guy that shows up at
horrible.
Cars and Coffee all the time that does daily drive a ZL.
Oh, the thing is, it wasn't the
That-
ZL1. They had the SS when they did the Chevy Experience,
Right.
and we got to rip it through downtown Jacksonville. And my friend Tessa was driving. She's not, she's not scared of a car. She's behind the wheel. She fucking drives the car for what it is. And she fucking ripped that fucking thing, dude. When
They're
and
legitimately fast cars.
the SS, I mean, it's 400, 400,
Oh, they're
400 something
fucking
quick
quick.
power. They're
And like I said, I
Punching
love
off
the
the line.
drivetrain. Everything around it
Well,
is
not
fucking.
only that,
but
everything
the car
underneath the
felt
skin is good.
so.
The Alpha
skin
Plaid
is
is
what
Yeah,
sucks.
the skin
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
interior
it's-
is
it's-
horrible.
it's-
The
it's-
Alpha
it's-
Plaid
When we
seems
got
good.
in the car, the first thing, because I managed to get my big ass in the back seat of one of them things, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and the guy from the Chevy Experience, first thing I said, this interior feels cheap as shit.
That's the biggest complaint on all the Camaros is how
And just
Just
everything
bargain
just
basement.
felt. You can hear the interiors. You can
You
hear
can
it
hear it moving
in
when
the
you're
car. You
driving.
can hear the
Mom's had
interior
two of them.
shift around.
And
Mom had a V6, a 2016 V6, and a 2017 4-cylinder turbo. I've driven both of them.
They were a fantastic car as far as handling and
Oh, yeah,
power
yeah,
and drivetrain
yeah.
Like I
and
said
everything.
again, the Alpha platform is
It's
really
great.
good.
But then you actually look around where you're at
You start
and
poking.
realize
You start
you're
poking
in a
shit.
horrible
You're like,
place.
At that
You're
point,
in a day
and then
wound.
you
No,
move your
no,
butt. And
no,
you're like,
not-
is that a bag of concrete I'm sitting
not
on?
even at,
Like,
at that point, you're like, I'm in a 1994 Beretta Z24.
Right. The blind
That's what you're
spots are
in.
terrible.
Yeah,
You don't
it
get
was-
the
Sun
bitch
visors
bodies
don't
steel
work.
Exactly. You don't get
It
the
was
bitch's 90 steel
horrible.
paint on the
Sitting
bitch's
inside
90
that car
interior.
was
And the problem is so you buy the
Horrible.
full-blown ZL1 Camaro.
like plus 2, 7, 8, 9, fucking everything.
Right. You get the full package car, and that's the interior. Hold on.
And you're
Wait,
still
I just paid $75,000
You
for
go in-
this?
And you poke the dashboard.
And the sad
You're like,
thing
that
is-
feels like my Costco table in my garage.
Right. No, this
Sad
is
thing
what it
is,
feels
you're
like
like,
right
hey,
here. This
yeah.
table.
Remember when they brought the
Yeah.
seats? Remember when
Ooh, yeah, that's
Hey,
quality
Hey,
right
don't,
there.
Wait a
don't
minute.
beat up the table. That's Rubbermaid, man.
This table serves the purpose really, really well.
Yeah.
It does.
It makes no pretenses as to what it is.
Right.
So don't compare it to
No.
the Camaro because this table does not deserve to be insulted like that.
I know where you're
Right.
going to go on. You're going to go on the new Z28s,
The
right?
Z28 was phenomenal.
It was.
great fucking
No,
car.
it was.
It was.
Fuck all of you. It was.
It was.
Interior and everything was still bad, but the Z28 was too track oriented, for my opinion. I love the Z28,
That car was faster around Nürburgring than a fucking Porsche.
but it's a Z28. Listen, if I'm going to a Chevy dealership and I have a Z28 and then the ZL1, which is supposed to be the
I'm
Mag
gonna,
Jack.
I'm gonna go with
Or
Captain
come
Slow on this one.
Corvette.
Nürburgring lap times are stupid.
Well, it's not.
Captain
It's,
Slow.
well, it's not even just about that.
I
It's
gotta
about.
do it.
It's about.
I gotta do it.
It's
That only applies to Aston Martins, but anyway.
But still, like the
No, it doesn't.
the Z28 was fantastic. It had carbon brakes and it
It was
had
a
everything
great-
you want. But then,
great-
okay, so you got the Z28 limited production, but I want my ZL1.
So,
Okay,
hey, well,
so wait, you're telling me I get my ZL1, but I don't get any of the Z28 suspension or brakes?
So
Right.
I like to put something
Like-
that goes through the Z28 better than that. Ford Transit diesel with Sabine behind the wheel.
True. But anyway, we're over 2 hours.
Sorry, break
Wait,
it.
hold on.
We need to
How?
bring a trailer though.
How was it beat?
How's it beat? It's a fucking diesel transit van with Sabine behind the wheel.
That's Sabina behind the wheel.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sabine by the.
hold on. Sabina's.
I don't.
Next
she's-
level.
Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
hold on.
That woman
No,
is from
She's
another
low key.
fucking planet.
She's low key not human.
No,
Yeah, exactly. That woman's
Time
from
out
Area
on that.
51.
it's Florida.
We'll get
You're
there
in-
soon.
It's Florida. It's Citrus County. Everybody that owns a new Z28, besides our one friend, what happens? That shit's in the Zillow Trail in the marsh.
I don't know.
Wait.
The last production run of the Z28, that was probably, besides the fucking 97 that I had, my 97 was the Z28. And when you jump back to the older IROCs, and and the older Z28s from the 80s third gen cars,
You know what's sad about the
Italian
third gens?
retard out
What's
cruising.
sad about the third gens, whether they be the 305 or the 350 cars?
they were still fun though.
My 75 280Z would just mop the
Ah.
floor.
They were still fun to
I used to
drive,
screw
though.
those
I mean,
guys.
as far as they were slow.
As someone who's driven a 1985 Z28, this
Yeah,
table
we've been
has
going
much
for a
more
long time,
rigidity
right?
than that chassis could ever
They
dream
were
of.
still fun to drive cars, though.
They were a
loved
wet noodle with
I
a
saw one-
badly
I
powered
I saw one
V8
of those
in front.
cars that was a solid
Okay,
roof
yeah,
car.
I was about
Right.
And at the top of the B pillar and the roof, there were cracks in the sheet metal from the car twisting so much.
They were still fun to
Here,
drive,
here.
though.
There's
As bad
two
as they were,
copies of it.
as bad as they were beaten up,
Ooh, our dinner.
they were still fun to drive.
You can do this. Come on, baby.
Yes.
Come on. You can do this.
All right, so
Marty,
Yeah.
No, you can
Yeah.
do this.
I'm sorry, the
Next
chassis
thing-
was
oh,
terrible.
yeah, section-
The engine was terrible. They looked fantastic, though. I love the old IROC.
I love 80s
I love
cars.
them
They
too.
look great. That is, you can just hear Metallica every time you look at them.
No.
Oh no, that's Journey.
No, that is straight
That's
Judas. That is straight Judas Priest,
You can hear
British
another thing
steel
about it.
blaring out of that shit right there. Okay. Sorry.
Moving pretty long, so you want to
Anyway,
We're way wrong. We're way long. We gotta
Anyway,
bring a
rest
trailer.
in peace,
Ooh,
Camaro.
we are 2 hours and 13
Rest in
minutes.
peace,
Let's bring a
Camaro.
trailer.
All right,
Bring a
let's
trailer,
roll
bring a
the bring a
trailer. Here we go.
trailer.
All right,
And
guys.
if for any reason you're new here,
Okay, guys.
Thank you, everybody that's not watching right now.
What we have.
oh,
for
I
Bring a
see it from here.
What we have from Bring a Trailer this week is
Ooh.
a 1972 Datsun 240Z.
Brian's got a boner.
However,
Boing.
back in my two-legged days when I had my S30, I remember reading about what I'm about to tell you guys about. This is one of an estimated 37 cars that was done by Nissan Heritage Restoration.
Oh,
Nissan purchased approximately 37 cars and sent them through a place called Pierre's, a very well-known, respected Z shop that I remember reading about back in the day.
I know
That's
all
out of
about those
California,
cars.
right?
You have to
California.
say-
Yep.
you have to
So
say
this
anything
is
else today.
obviously this is a black plate car, being a 72. These cars were restored to factory specification, except for clutch, brake pads, brake linings,
Yeah.
which were done with non-asbestos materials, and the air conditioning was upgraded. Everything else was
Yeah.
built exactly to the spec of the year of the car, using all NOS or brand new factory parts. This one came up for auction. They did not reset the odometer, so this car is showing 97,000 miles. Approximately 2,000 were added by the current owner, who's the one that acquired it from the dealership they were sold through. So this is a certified
I was
Nissan
gonna say,
restored Pierre Z Restoration 240Z factory correct.
I don't need any more pictures
No.
with the information you gave me. That's 72.5.
I was gonna go 85.
You did well. You just said
Manual
yeah.
or
I can tell by the
Oh,
light.
manual.
No, I
With
can
the
tell by
way Bring a
240,
Trailer has
72.5.
been going,
85,000.
stupid low mileage
85,000.
cars.
Oh, 85,000. 85,000 all day long.
No, this is 97,000 miles, approximately 2,000
I know,
miles since
but
restoration.
2,000
Has the
miles
motor been
of
refreshed?
restoration.
Oh yeah, everything.
They take that car apart bolt by bolt and
Yeah,
put it
this
back
car
together.
was taken completely apart. This is exactly as it
Yeah,
came
I'm
out.
gonna have to go. I gotta go with Mike on that's an $85,000.
No, you can't
I
pick my
think it
number.
cracked
You gotta
100.
do something else.
72.5 for me.
725,
It cracked
85.
100, so I'm gonna say 105.
96.
101,200.
Oh, Chris!
No, he was closest without going
No.
over.
No.
I said
went over.
105.
You went over. Price is right.
Yo! Hell
Price
yeah!
is right rules, sir.
Here's the thing.
Dude, fucking
I
six
saw
figures
this
for
car.
a
I
Z.
saw this car 3 years ago, and for the past 2 days, three days ago, it's been sitting at $65,000, which is $23,000 more than the
any-
most expensive Z we had seen before,
yeah.
which was
that was the one, that white one.
that was the white fresh
Yeah,
restoration.
restoration.
The next-
Restoration.
That was the $42,000 car.
Yep.
The one below that was the $38,000 20-year-old Texas car.
Yep.
20-year-old restoration Texas car. And fun fact, my
I knew it was
75
going
had
to
this
crack
thing.
100
the
being at
original.
Pierre's
My
restoration.
75
A
actually had those wheel
Nissan
covers.
sponsored full
Do we have
bolt-off
another one?
restoration.
Immaculate, dude.
No, this is it. I saw that one and I was like, that's the car.
Yeah.
That's the car. And this dash, that's not an overlay. This is either an NOS dash that was sitting in the back somewhere, or this was a properly stripped and reskinned dash. This is not any
Yeah.
kind of just normal aftermarket treatment. This
Right.
is about as the wood wheel is a refurbished and corrected wood wheel. Everything about this car. I mean,
Still
I needed a moment when I saw this.
You know
That's
how
fucking
rare it
awesome.
is to find that in a manual, though? 'Cause, I mean,
Most of them were manual.
a lot of them were automatic, so.
I had a parts car that was an automatic, and that was literally the only S30 I ever saw with an automatic was my
Really?
parts car.
Yeah.
Well,
Almost every. I take that back. The other one that I saw was a 350 swap.
Yeah. No,
Wait,
that's
now
what I-
where was
No, this
where
was-
was this car at? Is it California?
California.
Is it a California car?
well,
Yeah,
I
this
didn't
is-
say
this
that's
is one of
that's
the-
a
this is one
stellar
of the-
Z.
This was one of the cars. This is one of the thermal automotive
Yeah.
That
cars.
is a stellar fucking Z.
I mean, this has got to be, as far as a restored Z car goes,
the best you can get.
this is probably the most correct and accurate restoration you'll find. And literally, I remember reading about this program in the mid-90s, shortly after I had my car. I remember reading about Pierre's at the time that I had my car in like 92, 93. This is the first one of these I've ever seen come up for sale.
That's
Damn.
awesome.
So, and this one does actually have certification letter from Nissan stating it is one of the heritage restoration.
Well, that's an excellent car for a 50 beer show.
I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Dan, stay off Green Trail."
That's the
Right.
one.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
So yeah,
we're
51.
Yeah,
This is
51.
51.
51.
And it's for 100 now, guys.
And
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to check your YouTube, your actual channel, or our Facebook, because coming up in the next month or so,
Yeah.
not even, we're coming up on your year mark, guys.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to do something special for the year mark. I mean, we went over 2 hours
86
for 50 beers.
burnout.
I mean, we're gonna have to do something special for the year mark. But
No, this has been a great run. It's one of those where, again, guys, I never expected this to go as far as
no,
this has.
even the feedback we've gotten, even not just on
Yeah.
YouTube and on
It
Facebook.
was,
so-
it was funny. We recently had some feedback saying that we needed to kind of do a little more on the beer side.
Yeah,
So then we impromptu did an episode that was all about beers. Now we've really done all
yeah,
about
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
So, but it's one of those where, guys, we're not doing this for money. When we say our sponsors, they aren't our sponsors. They are just local businesses that we absolutely love.
And make sure you check them all out.
That we
Doodle
just
Bug
love.
Ranch is
Yeah,
amazing.
It's
Doodle
all
Bug
in the
Ranch,
description right below you. There's
Plus
links.
Chico, 38 Inc., all that shit. It's just one of those. Those are companies that we, on our own time,
Solid people.
go and visit and that. And no one's giving us money. We ain't making money off of this.
I was gonna say, in this, like, it's not like
Yeah.
our time.
No,
Like we
no.
all have.
Yeah, no, we're
Like-
all spending our own money.
Yeah.
We're doing all this shit. This is just something where it's come about to where one day Sabrina was like, "You should do something." And I'm like, "Okay, me and Brian." Then I'm like, "Fuck, we need to have more people." I'm like, "You know what? What better people than have Chris and Dan do this shit?" Then we have our #1 fan, Will, that has finally moved up here to where it's just this. This is what we do. Whether it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter. This is the shit that we do. We drink beer. We talk cars. We just talk shit. And that's just the thing that I love about this.
Pretty much.
The last year has been it has been the best year of it's been the best year of my life of just spending
and
time with you guys.
The thing
having great
and the
food
thing about
and
it, is
everything.
obviously we've all had fun. Like I said, I met Dan because of this.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I know Dan since high school.
Yeah,
and it's
so
one
it's
of those where going through high school, we weren't really like friends, but we were.
You knew each other.
We
Oh,
were,
we knew of
we
each
were
other.
parking lot friends.
Yeah.
And we knew about each other and that shit. And so it's one of those where ever since then, I never knew about Chris, but Dan knew Chris. And then once Chris got into our club, it was just one of those where the first time talking to Chris, I'm like, he's one of us. like he's not just a straight, all I care about is Mustang. I heard his first talk about BMW, and I'm like, he's one of us.
He's a weirdo.
He's
But-
a weirdo.
But seriously though, thank you everybody
guys.
for
Yes,
the people
thank
who
you.
watch live and the people who watch in the future. Thank you guys so
Yes.
much. And remember, it's a little hard to post everything on YouTube, but if you guys follow us on Facebook, that's where a
Facebook.
lot more of our memes
We're-
and shenanigans.
Yeah, we're
Except
on
for- well,
Facebook, we're
Brian
on
still
YouTube.
contributes; he just doesn't know it. So
Yeah, he'll
But-
send us shit and we'll post it to Facebook. But it's one of those where we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube,
we're on Instagram, and
we're
we're
about to start Twitter.
we're Twitter and Twitch
Yes,
and Twitch
yes.
as well.
So it's one of those guys just follow.
The Twitch
follow-
email notifications are fucking annoying.
I know. But it's one of those where guys, we're on every social media platform that you can find. Just make sure to like us, to subscribe to us. Whether you,
Do we give the usual YouTuber
yeah.
spiel right now?
Smash
yeah.
that like button, hit that bell for those notifications, bro.
Also, remember, seriously, the most part, subscribe because we're at like 78 subscribers.
Oh yeah,
At
when we hit 100, we're doing a
At
giveaway.
100, we're doing a giveaway.
And if you can,
car care-
and if you go back to the videos, you can see how in depth that fucking guy goes into it, and it's gonna be a
Yes.
kit he picks out and Chris
Yes.
picks out.
yeah,
It's not gonna be some bullshit you
It's
find in
not
the
gonna
Silver
be
Auto
all
Zone.
on that.
There will be no armor all in it.
No, you're gonna get a badass
Your-
detail kit.
your
100
kit
subscribers.
your kit. If you win that shit,
Now, we're not- okay.
It is gonna be more than
What-
$100.
what-
worth of
okay,
shit,
you know what?
and that's coming from us.
I really
splitting
think
this.
if we do a kit like this, it should be something that you can find almost anywhere locally. But we'll try to find the
best
best
of the
of
best.
what you
Definitely.
can find
And
locally.
you, and you got to think about it too. Like, it's not like y'all have crazy chances. It's 1 in 100.
Yeah. So
And-
please
and
like,
here's the- and-
share, subscribe, send this to every one of your friends.
And-
Just have them hit the button.
And I'll even
That's
throw
it.
this too. If you nail it and you be the random person we pick to win, if you're within 2.5 hours, one
We'll
of
drive it
us
to
one of
you.
us will personally deliver
Hell,
it to you.
at that point, all four will probably get into one of our cars.
And we'll
we will
make you
deliver
into a
it to you.
YouTube video,
We'll
probably.
Road
make
trip.
that YouTube video.
That sounds,
Yeah.
that sounds like a
Just make a video.
that sounds like
Yeah.
a focus trip.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know what? You know what? We will bring you some beer also.
Oh,
And
and
we
by
will-
the way, if that trip happens, I'm calling shotgun.
Oh, you always call shotgun because your legs.
Hold on, we can take a Merc.
We can take the merch.
No, we could. Well, the Watsons is kind of.
Well,
messed up.
it'll be
It's
fixed soon.
projected future though, so
Yeah,
But anyway,
exactly. The Merc will be fixed by
But
then.
guys,
thank you so much. And guys, make sure you check us out in the future every other Friday. And you take this day, skip a week. We're live. We're
Yeah.
rolling.
And you don't have to watch us live. Watch it like John.
And all the
John,
broadcasts
yeah,
stay here.
John
So.
watches us on his way to work. He listens to us like a podcast.
And go back through
Exactly.
all of our old episodes. Leave some comments on there because
Yes.
we will know that you do. We'll respond to them.
Yeah,
Let us
Yeah.
know what you think about
beer
these.
suggestions.
Try some of the
anything
beers that
like
we've tried.
that.
Let us know what you think. If you find some new beers that you think we might like,
Tell us we might like
tell
it.
us about them.
Yeah,
And,
we're
and
down.
also, Brian should be finishing our my fog light soon. Hopefully, it's only been so fucking long.
Hey,
But-
tell them about the Merc episode coming up
Yeah,
soon.
we'll,
I think we got the
we
Merc
might have a
episode.
full-on episode about doing a watch links and a Grand Marquis.
We're doing a lot more than a watch
Well,
list.
it was still, we got shit. So it's one of those guys. Like, subscribe. You don't even have to hit the bell. Just like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. You won't regret it. I promise.
Here's
Yes.
the Facebook URL in case you need it.
Oh, I thought you were pulling any.
No,
I was gonna
straight
say,
up, straight up, straight up. There you go, right
Wait for the
there.
moonshot there.
It's also in the description. And beautiful, beautiful. Thank you guys
Guys,
so much for
yes,
watching.
thank
Have a good
You
night,
guys have a
guys.
good night and a good weekend, all right?
Enjoy some beer.